Uno momento, por favor. Oh, shoot.
Hey, Nico, you're in Florida, right?
I am.
West Coast?
Yes, Tampa Bay area.
Oh, cool. I'm going to be down in Fort Myers this winter.
Oh, nice. It's not too far, a couple hours south.
Yeah, we should meet up for grab a beer or something.
Yeah, I mean, if you're ever up in the Clearwater area, let me know.
Yeah, we'll do. Thanks.
Possible. It depends on the day and time and where I'm at and what I'm doing at the moment, but it's hard to
Of course.
plan that kind of stuff unless you're already like here. But Fort Myers is a couple hours south, and you say you're gonna be there this weekend?
Uh, no, I'll be there starting January.
Oh, yeah, let me know. All right, guys, just trying to get things set up here. Give me one sec. Mhm. Un momento, por favor. All right, let me put this down later. All right, guys, we got a special guest coming on today, and he should be here any moment. I will bring him off here, but I'm going to play a little video so you get an idea of who we're talking to. And just give me one second. Mhm.
Nico, can you hear me?
Yes. Hold on one second. I'm getting things adjusted here. I hear you. I see you. I don't see you, but I hear you. Yeah, I see you. One second here. All right. All right, guys, we're just waiting for the
Nico,
rest of
can
the.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Billy. Can you hear me?
No? Nico,
I can hear you. Can everyone else
look
hear
at
me?
me if you can. I can't hear. Oh, you can? I can't
I can
hear
hear
you.
you, but you can't hear me. Can everyone hear me? Put your thumbs up if you can hear me, okay?
Um,
If you're on video, guys, put your thumbs up if you can
I
hear me.
can't hear you, Nico. Let me take this off and see why.
I hear you.
Okay.
Bluetooth off.
Yeah, I can hear both of y'all.
I can't hear you guys, Nico.
Look at the chat.
Let me see here. Do you have me muted or nope? Let me see here.
I can hear you. Maybe you don't hear us.
I can hear you
How you
guys.
doing,
I
man?
can hear
Good
Billy
morning,
too.
sir.
He
Good
just
morning.
can't hear. He can't hear us for some reason.
Um,
Maybe he's on his headphones.
I'm texting him now. We'll get it straightened out. Might be your headphones. You turn those off. Let me know when you can hear, if you can hear me, Billy. Check your microphone. Check your mic
Original sound.
or Speakers.
There you go.
You
Okay.
can hear us now?
Now I can hear you. It was on noise removal. All right. Now let me try to put my earphones back on here.
All right. I was just texting you, so just ignore the last one.
Okay. Let's see if this one works now. Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Nico?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Maybe just turn the volume up a little.
Okay, hold on. Let me do this.
While you're doing that, Billy, I'm gonna play a video and
Yep. Yep, go ahead.
come back to you here in a sec.
Yep.
Share my screen. All right, guys. So we're gonna get this call started here. It is the day before Thanksgiving. I'm sure we all got family and friends and things going on, but I wanted to bring my good friend Billy on, who's been in the game for a long time. Me and Billy go way back many years, and he got into the node business pretty much when I started day trading and trading crypto futures contracts. We went separate directions there, but we've both been big fans of crypto this whole time. He's had mining rigs and mining operations, and minting lots of Bitcoins, made millions of dollars. And I'll give you guys are going to get obviously his contact information. He speaks on stages. He's on a lot of podcasts talking about the nodes. I'm gonna play a little. Here he is. This was a breakthrough speaking arrangement, breakthrough seminars where he was on stage with Les Brown, Nick Halleck, some big names in the industry. So I just wanted to give you a little insight there. And I do got a video here. Let me just go over to Instagram and play this. Let me know if you guys can hear this.
$400 million. I was breaking this Iceland burning mining Bitcoin at $215. Blockchain is the internet Bitcoin.
You took $11,000 to 11 million.
Every thousand I put in, I made over $1 million.
And you start to see the vision of what you could have.
You got all these gurus out there trying to tell you to buy an XRP. Why?
What cryptocurrency would you buy right now?
I'm one of them.
Get involved before these projects take off. Once they hit the market, they hit Coinbase, you've already missed the mark. Now, 5,000 nodes across 14 different banks, 1.2 billion active users per month on their gaming platform. I just talked to the CEO yesterday, they saw all their nodes.
So if you were to lose everything, including connections, how would you make it back?
Blockchain and tech and AI will create 10. At least 200 million of my own money into local businesses here in Vegas. We're on track to create over 250 millionaires, brand new millionaires just in Vegas alone from people buying software.
So if you could give one piece of advice to an aspiring entrepreneur, what would you say?
Well, he's going to say it right here live. So let me switch back over here real quick before I bring Billy on. And by the way, guys, let me turn this off for a second. Go back over to my screen. Everybody, I want to introduce you to Billy Womack. He is live with us today. And we're going to talk about nodes and what he's going to talk about. And, I'm one of those guys that tells you to buy XRP because obviously we're in the, when you don't know about nodes and you don't have nodes or something that's creating, basically minting tokens for you, you have to buy them, right? And XRP is probably the one of the most promising things out there besides the nodes, if you're going to look at it that way. Billy's not here. Billy's here to tell you about the node industry and what it's done for him. And we're going to also put in fact, let me just share this real quick so Billy understands what we got going on here. Let me go back over to share my screen for a second. Give me one sec, Billy and everybody. Let me close this out, open this up, go back over here. So in our Discord group, Billy, we have about 2,000 members here in our private Discord group. This is our mastermind members. And, we trade, we give signals, we go live when we're trading live, Bitcoin futures contracts and XRP and Ethereum and hundreds of other, altcoins against USDT. But we're day trading futures contracts. But we also have the ICO channel. The only other one I put in there so far was Element. And this is going to be the next one, guys, that we're going to introduce to you. And the reason why it's so sparse that we don't really do ICOs like we used to is because The old term ICOs, I mean, really, it's still the same. It's initial coin offerings, and usually they are pump and dumps on platforms like Pink Sale and whatnot, where these are just regular kids, regular people launching a token. And when these things get launched, yes, there is opportunity to make money, but you're really risking everything to make a little, and you have no idea who's in control of it. And usually, I mean, there is no new token that some kid's going to invent that's going to save the world. They're all out there already, except for the big names, the big players in the world that actually have millions of dollars behind them that are already using their own money to build the infrastructures behind the platforms. And so what Billy brings to the table, and what Billy's going to talk about here, are the nodes, which allows you to partner with some of the biggest companies out there that have millions behind them and be part of the infrastructure to bring, to mint tokens. And by the way, guys, this is an opportunity. It's still ICO. It's you basically getting in before they ever hit a major exchange. And most of these tokens, because they have the resources and the funding behind them, they have more likelihood of making it to a Coinbase or a crypto.com. I'm sure Billy's going to expand on that. So I'm going to turn it over to Billy. I'm going to see if I can make you a bigger speaker here. I mean, I don't know if I can do that or not. Anyway, you can just go ahead, come off mute, Billy. And I think that it will automatically make you the main.
All right, I'm off mute.
All right, guys, welcome, Billy. This is Billy Womack, good friend of mine going way back. But, like I said, Billy has went a different direction with the nodes, and he's done some big things. I mean, with Gala, just Gala alone, I'm sure you guys have heard of Gala. He put about $9,000 into Gala, about 9 nodes at 1,000 a piece, turned that into like $8 or $9 million, and has done quite well since then. And that's why we have him on today. I'll let him go into detail on that.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I apologize. They're actually putting up our Christmas tree down the hall from here, and they're banging around some shit, so I apologize. I was up in my, I live in a high rise, and I had family in town, so I came down here so it'd be quiet, because it's always quiet. And the one day that I come down to my spot, they're putting up our giant Christmas tree in the lobby, so I apologize if you guys hear a little banging. Like Nico said, Nico and I have been friends for, golly, I want to say, Nico could correct me, I want to say close to 25 plus years, somewhere around in there, 20 to 25 years. I used to own a club called Rain Lounge in Tampa from 2000 2004, but Nico and I go way, way back, and my story, I'll give you the kind of the elevator pitch, is I was looking for something different. This was 2014. Beginning of 2015, I posted on Facebook, who do you know in crypto, who do you know in Bitcoin? And the first 2 deals somebody brought me were rug pulls, because I didn't understand one simple thing. And this is the first thing I teach every single person at this point. When you see the XRPs and you see, excuse me, not the XRP, you see the, not XRP, the big Sam guy, what was his?
Sam Bankman-Fried.
I can't remember his.
FTX, yeah.
You don't own your 12-word seed phrase, you don't own your crypto. So I just had a call this morning with a dear friend of mine back in Tampa, actually, and she was telling me she had about $4 million in this company. It was going great, and all of a sudden she couldn't pull out any of her crypto, and they didn't try to be a rug pull. They just didn't know what the heck they were doing. So I told her, I said, listen, lesson number 1, I learned this. Thank God I only lost like 300 grand early on, and it was the biggest blessing, I guess you would say. I wish I would have lost it at 3,000 instead of 300. But I lost 300 grand, but it made me pay attention. If you don't own your 12-word seed phrase, you do not own your crypto. If you're on a platform and they don't allow, and here's why, if I'm sure Nico teaches this, I don't know, I'm not in the group, but I'm just going to kind of go over it really, really quick. And then it does, which is why I only do DeFi. It does not matter if it's DeFi, Emmanuel. It can be DeFi, it can be a top tier token. If you put those tokens on any platform whatsoever, and if you don't own your 12-word seed phrase, that has zero to do whether it's a DeFi or a top 10 token. If you don't own that 12-word seed phrase and they have it and they're paying you, whether they're paying you in Bitcoin or anything else, guess what? The second that company goes under, they take the websites down, and you're stuck like praying to God that this didn't really happen, and unfortunately it did. When you own your own 12-word seed phrase and you go into that same scenario, they can take down the website, they can do everything they want, but you are the only one that has control of your crypto. And then you can take those 12-word seed phrase, upload them to any other major exchange or DeFi exchange, whatever type of token it is, and still retrieve your funds or your tokens, however you want to pronounce it. So can you guys hear me okay before I continue on real quick?
Yeah, I think a lot of those comments about not hearing you when you were first starting to talk, but I think we can hear you fine now. And guys, as Billy's talking about, we talk about centralized exchanges all the time. Yes, I still use Coinbase to get money from my bank into the crypto world, but then we try to move it into web-based, cold storage wallets and things like that. But sometimes it's a lesser of two evils. Sometimes you need them in the beginning to get money into exchange, but you don't want to leave large amounts of money on these exchanges. Obviously, even Coinbase delisted XRP at one point back in 2018 when they had their little legal problem. Now it's listed again now, but we say that, yeah, maybe they might pay you the value of whatever they have to take from you, but you never know. Like Billy said, they could just have a Chapter 13 bankruptcy or have a problem, and you have to wait for litigation to be over for years, if any, if you ever get lucky about it. So it's a precautionary step for sure.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys something else too. I just got hit with my first ever. I'm in my 50s. I've never been sued for anything. Thank God. Knock on wood, whatever. I play by the rules. I do everything I can legally, meaning I don't know if I'm stepping out of bounds. I don't know I am, but I have a very, very good attorneys around me that protect me and tell me what I can and can't do. And there's this exchange. By the way, I hate Coinbase, and you guys, I think maybe by the end of this, you may or may not want to use Coinbase again, but we will have an alternative, in about 30 days. A little wallet called Kyvo, which is the wallet that we're building, and we will be going toe-to-toe with XRP. The stuff I'm going to tell you, most of this is not, it's out online, but you don't know how to piece it together to understand what I'm about to give you. So, and I'm going to kind of give that synopsis. So I started making Bitcoin at $215. I continue making Bitcoin up to about $20,000 a token. We were the 5th largest mining operation in the world. I would fly to Reykjavik, Iceland. We were using geothermal energy to plug into our warehouses to mine Bitcoin. It was great. The guy that was mentoring me was worth at that point about $100 million. At first I said, "You're full of shit," when the guy introduced me. So I said, "I don't know anybody worth that kind of money." Needless to say, the next 13 months I was on his private jet learning blockchain and crypto, the technology, not the token. And I told him and his wife, I said, "Listen, you don't have a kid yet, but I just became your kid. You can fly wherever you want, but you're not getting me off the couch till I learn this. My family needs this. I need this. I need to get out of my current situation." And very fortunate for me, I became his #1 rep within 3 weeks. And he didn't want to kick me off the jet or anything. I always had a spot there. And people in Tampa, when I lived there, like 3 months earlier, they just saw me lose everything in a medical business. And they're like, "Man, what the?" And 3 months ago, this guy was flat broke. Now he's flying around on private jets. What in the world just happened? So I was with him for about 2 years. I flew all over the world, Dubai, Costa Rica, Mexico, all over the place, Iceland, with this guy, learned a lot of really cool stuff. And then he introduced me to his mentor worth $400 million, and he recruited me to come over with him. And for the next 8 years, I was his right-hand man. And then we launched a little company called Gala Games. Nico was correct, but the numbers are off a little bit. I took about 11 software nodes for 11,000 because I didn't understand how these software nodes were going to work. Excuse me. And so I didn't know how I didn't know how these software nodes were going to work. So I only bought like 11 of them. Every day they would confirm transactions on the blockchain. I would get a deposit. Those deposits weren't worth anything at that point because we hadn't launched. Now, in ICO in Nico's world, means something different than ICO in my world. My world means initial coin offering, where people sell tokens in order to get money, in order to raise stuff. We do not do an ICO at all. We look at those. Matter of fact, Daniel Payne, who is the prosecutor for the SEC for the federal government, is my in-house counsel. So we do everything. The verbiage we use is very particular. He tells us what we can and cannot say and what we should not say, because we don't want to be misconstrued for anything. So I never use the word ICO. Nothing against what Nico teaches. I just have to watch my verbiage a little differently because of the attorneys I have and everything else. Now, we got started, so I had those nodes online for about 2 years, and I had about 17 million tokens that had came through, and those tokens, let me do this real quick. Those tokens, that way you guys can see me. Those tokens added up to like 17 million tokens. I watched that token go from less than a penny. Now, we never sold a token. All we do is sell the software that will confirm those transactions on the blockchain. We got deposits every day in hopes that one day they would start hitting exchanges and they would grow in value. Nothing's promised, nothing's guaranteed. When people say, well, how do you guarantee me this? I said, the only thing you're going to get guaranteed is taxes and death. That's it. So, but what I can do is eliminate a lot of the risk. So that's the one thing that I've learned in business is nobody can guarantee you anything. So I wish people would stop saying that. I wish people would say, how do we minimize our risk to know that our upside is better? So those are little things that when I come across and talk to people about, I say, ask the right questions to get the right answers, because some people may try to give you a guarantee, but they can't give you a guarantee. Next. We once these tokens, I watched that token go from a half a penny or less, where Parler is right this second, and it went to about 84 cents in 6 months. So all of a sudden, I had about 11.2 million dollars at that. Actually, at 64 cents is roughly when I had that, and I started crying. All my friends, this is another lesson. When you know that you have something major and you have something good. When it hit a nickel, they sold. 10 cents, they sold. They sold all the way up. When it got to 64 cents where I was at, they had no tokens left. You have to believe in the project that you're doing in order to really do this. And people ask me, I think you got really lucky. And I said, you may be right. Luck comes into play with everything. So I'm not saying I wasn't lucky, but I was very educated. The guy that was mentoring me bought 9,000 nodes. He made over 4.3 billion. He was my mentor. He said, do not sell, do not sell. Wait until we get all the way up to Coinbase at the time, which is the #1 exchange. Wait till we get there, then have your way, pull out, do whatever you want to do. Now, I did that, and I cried because I looked around. I thought I was going to feel numb. No one in my family's ever made over $150,000 in their life. Nobody, except for me, and I was making that well before I got into this space, but nobody had $10 million liquid cash in their account before, ever. And so I was the very first person in my family to ever do that. And then I ran around. I was so numb. I was just like, this is so crazy. And I remember when I have a little thing on my board in my home that says, put this much here, put this much here, put this much here. Discipline, Billy, do not go get your Bentley until that happens. And then the day came, and I called my mom, and I was really nervous. And she's like, are you going to go get it? I was like, I'm just scared. She goes, you have enough money for 35 Bentleys liquid. Go get it. If you're not going to get it now, when will you ever get it? And so I went and got it. I sat in it, cried for 2 days. But it was the best feeling in the world, not because it was a Bentley, because I had it on my vision board for 12 to 14 years. And to me, that, and I didn't go out and buy a loan, get a loan and all this kind of stuff. It was like, I earned this. I put in the time, the effort. And so it was a really cool thing. I think every successful person, the one thing we learn when we hit success is you got to treat yourself to something. You got to treat yourself to something when you hit certain milestones of your success. So go out and treat yourself, whether it's a little vacation, family vacation, or anything else. And I'm going to tell you one more tip while we're on this. So many people come to me, whether it's a father or a mother, and they're crying, and they're telling me, now they just moved the Christmas tree right over to me. Is there any way that we can put that together a little bit after this Zoom? Anyway? I'm so sorry. I know. Or just, yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. So sorry.
It's all right, Billy. We can.
Okay.
You can overlook
So,
that.
and
We
I
can
will-
always have you back on.
And so, so I tell people when they sit with me, like, listen, Billy, my family needs this for Christmas. My family needs this for my daughter's thing. I said, let me tell you something about sacrifice. And I learned this over the years with my mentors. You come to me and you tell me you need this, you need that, you need this. Our kids love us no matter what. If you guys have got kids, you remember when you had a child, you could go get them a pot and pan and they would bang on it at 3 years old, 2 years old, and they were just as happy as it was with a toy you spent $200 worth. Yes or yes? You guys agree?
Right.
So what I started doing, what I've learned from my mentors over the years that had money, they said, Billy, let me tell you something. Here's the way that you get through that situation. You sit your family down and say, listen, guys, in the next 90 to 120 days, we're going to do something as a family. We're going to sacrifice. We're going to do without. We're going to do this, this, and this. We're going to give up certain things. But in return, when our family as a whole, because we want to do this as a team. You guys are my family. We're going to do this as a team. At the end of this 90 days of us sacrificing, when Dad's project hits XYZ, we're going to have a goal. We all know what the same goal is. It's not a moving target. We're all going to agree. We're all going to be in this together. But when it hits us, guess what? We're going to go somewhere you guys want to go. Where's it you want to go? And you reward the family for the sacrifice. Those are things that people, I come from poor, when I say poor mentality, I came from poor mentality. So don't ever think I'm pointing fingers. I was literally grew up very, very, very poor. And so I don't ever want to come across like I'm too good or anything. I had the poor man's mentality because it was like, well, I have to go buy Christmas for my kids, or I have to go do this for birthdays. And what you really have to do is change your mindset. Mindset is everything. So, hey, there's nothing wrong with not getting them something. Hey, listen, how would you like to defer your birthday? How would you like to defer your Christmas or whatever the holiday is for the next 90 days? But then we pick something even bigger. So anyway, it all starts with mindset and changing your mindset. So I'm going to get back on track. Sorry, I digress a little bit there, but I get very excited because it's one thing to make this money. It's another thing to understand how to protect this money. And if you're really doing it for your family, then you have to understand sacrifices come. So there's a level of there's a level of mindset that comes with the responsibility of earning this and knowing how to keep this. So there's that. So after I made that money with Gala, then I started really going heavily in a lot of other blockchains. I now own 5,000 nodes across 14 different blockchain brands. I got recruited to leave there, my mentor who worth billions of dollars, to come to Parler. How many of you guys have ever heard of Parler before? Dan Bongino, the director of the FBI, started it. Throw in the chat book if you guys, or chat that you guys have heard it. So I'm the guy putting Parler on the blockchain. That is what we're going to be talking about today. A guy named Yasser come in and bought it last August. He called my very good friend Brian Ferry, who's the co-founder of Parler. They called me 3 weeks later. Now, going into what Nico said, there's 3 ways if you're going to stand up a blockchain, what you have to do. Some of you guys may know this. This is definitely going to be news to a lot of you guys. The number one thing is our blockchain in particular costs right now, we're about 100 to 150 million in. We're not 20, 30, 40, 50, 100%, $100 million into our blockchain free and clear. Now, how do we do that? When you stand a blockchain up, you got 3 choices. Number 1, you can come up with the money yourself. They did not have. Number 2, you can go get a venture capital fund. They're going to take 70% of your business. Or number 3, you call someone like me that's got 14,000 clients already that's mentored, had success with. I have my attorneys come in, Dan, and these guys come in, put their stamp on it. Matter of fact, they came over to Parler, structured it the right way, so we knew, on top of already having Dan Bongino and all the people that we had in politics around that. So they structured it the right way. They gave me a stamp approval. Billy, go to town, do what you do. So I came in and they gave me a very good deal to come in and help educate and train and teach people from all over the world. That I flew to Dubai speaking on stage, like Nico said, I fly over the world educating and teaching people why there's going to be a major disruption. Well, there will be a replay on this. Nico, I'll let you answer that.
Yes. Yes, guys, this is recorded like normal. It's going to go into our private group like normal.
Yeah, and so so I was flying around educating, teaching people, and like a year ago when I got started, I put in a couple $100,000. The nodes are $1,000 each. So I was like, all right, let's get this. And it started doing really well. And we started closing so many major deals. Let me give you the elevator pitch what Parler is now so you understand where I'm going with this. How many of you guys are happy with Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube? Any of you guys? Any of you guys love it? Most of you guys are going to play no. Nope, 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 nope. Now let me explain this. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, every one of them, when you sign up, they own your data. They own your data and they monetize it 2,500 different ways. I didn't get a check last year from any of those platforms. Did you guys get a check? I don't think you guys got one either. Even YouTube, who pays their influencers to post stuff on there, or TikTok, still waiting, exactly, Bob. So even those platforms, the most they pay out is 1% of 1%. Now I'm going to explain why that is so important. Now some of them, like Mr. Big or whatever that guy's name is, may get 1%, but no one's getting 5% or anything like that. You know why? They've got to pay their Facebook last year made, I think it was $118 billion last year. $118 billion. They have something called shareholders. You guys know what shareholders are. Mr. Beast, that's right, Eric, thanks. They have shareholders, so they have to pay their shareholders. This is why, and I'm going to say this real quickly, you guys are old enough to know when Blockbuster was out and it was the king of the world, a little company called Netflix came to them and said, hey, listen, we're gonna show you this new digital world that we're going into. We really want to partner up with you guys. We really want to bring this to you so you guys can take it out and dwarf or go into this new era. And Blockbuster said, pound sand, we're the biggest out there. We don't need you. We don't want you. Good luck. 6 months later, research it. 6 months later, they were out of business. Now, I said that, and I'm going to jump right back. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all those platforms. They own your data. They monetize it. They keep all the money. Parler, our platform, is the first one where you actually own your own data. And if you want to monetize it, we're going to pay you that money instead. But we're not paying you 1 or 2 or 3%. We are paying you 80%. 80. Now, why is that a big deal? Let me go here. And all this stuff, I'm telling you guys, I'm going to go in the chat if I can find it here. Chat. There it is. Boom. You guys can pull up this website right here as we're looking. If I can figure chat out. I am not the most. Nico, oh, there it is.
Hold on one
We're
second,
going to
sir.
put links in the Discord group as well. So
Okay.
anything you want them to go to, I can certainly put them in.
You guys can go to amaze.co. This little company right here, one of the largest influencer platforms in the world. They have 137 million influencers, 1.7 billion users. Guess who we just closed? Amaze. You may have heard a little. I don't have to type all these. I'll just tell you. XRP on the move. What's that have anything to do with what I'm talking about, Al?
Now, this is our normal Wednesday call where we go over all the prices, but guys, we'll get to that after Billy, guys. This is a call that we planned for the last week for the nodes. We're going to talk about nodes here today. XRP is doing what XRP does every day.
So you guys have heard of a little organization called the Catholic Church. They are ran by a company called Holy Deeds, and I can get you guys the article on that where we just partnered up with Holy Deeds. You don't close some of the biggest organizations in the world. You don't have some of the biggest law firms in the world representing. You don't have the biggest structures in the world unless you're kind of doing some really cool things. I'm not saying we're the best, but I am saying we're the first to market decentralized platform where you, as the creators, actually get paid. Now, you don't have to be an influencer with 100,000 followers. You can be a stay-at-home mom with 3 followers, set up a free account, I mentioned free account. You can take YouTube videos from YouTube, pull them over to our platform. When someone likes, shares, or comments, you start earning our token same day. That is what we're changing. We are putting the power in the people. Now, why is that a big deal? You're like, all right, well, the token's less than a penny right now. Yes, but there's a guy that Nico and I know extremely well in St. Pete. His name is Kevin Harrington. You may have heard of him. He was original shark on Shark Tank. Kevin and I have been friends for 25 years. Kevin loved what we were doing so much. Kevin Harrington now moved. Cardex is the name of our company. What you call it? It's almost like our Amazon, if you will. It's our store. So you can go over right this second, take those tokens you're making today, not next year, today. You can buy smoothies, you can buy workout stuff. Kevin's adding 100,000 merchants. So all these stores that were on Shark Tank, he's grabbing a lot of those that were his clients. He's moving those over there. A lot of really cool stuff that Kevin's moving over there. What's the name of I'll get to all that here shortly. I want you guys to just focus on what I'm talking about here. But is it similar to Zora? I don't know what Zora's doing. So I'm gonna close this chat so I don't see all this, so I can keep you guys on track here. So no disrespect, you guys. I want you guys just kind of focus on what we're doing first instead of going sideways and looking at all this stuff. Here's the difference. I don't know Zora. I don't know if I know who you're talking about. Is that the one that you create all these videos for, that AI driven? No, that's not what we do. Regular content. You set up a regular page. You post your content over there. When someone likes, shares, a comment, you get points, which equate into tokens in your wallet. Now, I will tell you, Nico doesn't even know this. In the next 6 months, we're going to be going, actually 3 months, we're going to be going toe to toe with XRP, and I'll get into that a little bit later here if you guys stick around. So there's so much that we're doing that nobody else has done. Matter of fact, in the next 30 days, we'll be we partnered up with one of the top 5 banks in the world, where we have our own banking rails inside of Kaivo, which is our wallet from Parler, which means we'll be the very first blockchain in the world, the very first wallet on the crypto space in the world. This is why Walmart and some of these guys are coming on. Oh, I didn't tell you that. Did I tell you that? Did I mention Walmart yet? So the biggest retailer in the world, we just did an LOI with them 2 weeks ago when they were here in Las Vegas with me. I live in Las Vegas. So we're going to be going toe to toe with XRP. We're getting our own banking rails because we're partnered up with one of the top 3 banks in the world, top 3 or top 5 banks in the world. We'll be the very first company starting next month in December that we can actually do a split transaction, which means I can put in my credit card and say I want to pay $30 with my credit card. I want to pay $70 using my Parler token. So you can do a split transaction instantly right there, done. We've had it in beta for a while. It's doing extremely well. They're working out the last bit of any kind of glitches. There's always going to be new glitches on something brand new like that. But you want to talk about Walmart's already said they're going to bring us most, if not a lot. The word was a lot, so I should just go back to what they said. A lot of their retailers onto our blockchain as well, which is insane. They love. Now, if you guys haven't ever heard of this college right here, real quick, Walmart is getting ready to do something they've never done before. It's called I always forget the name of it. It's called Full Sail University. Any of you guys ever heard of Full Sail University? Full Sail University is the largest privately owned university in the world. They just partnered up with Walmart. Why? Every Walmart now is going to have a little university that your kids, your grandkids, or whoever, even an adult, can go in there and they can take college classes. And it's powered by the Optio blockchain, or excuse me, the Optio blockchain with our tokens. So you can actually earn tokens here with us, buying a software node, which I'll show you guys in a few minutes how to do. I'm just trying to give you guys the biggest example of why this is such a big deal. Oh, I graduated from Full Sail. Oh, I love that, Derek. That's awesome. You're going to be able to go in there now in Walmart, go to college, and you can pay for that full 100% college using our Optio token. How cool is that? You want to talk about making some major moves? Now, this is good for you guys that are traders because, Nico, you and I didn't even talk about this. We're at 0.005 something right now. And someone asked the name of our token. What is the name of your blockchain? It is the Optio blockchain. The wallet's called Kaiva. I'm going to get into all that. So you guys I know you're excited. It's actually very exciting stuff, but I promise.
Let me interrupt you for 1 second.
Go ahead. I can't hear you.
I was going to say, sorry, let me just interrupt you for a second. Guys, you're not going to miss anything. Just understand that not only is this call recorded, but everything that that Billy's talking about, that's going to be available and that he's offering and that he's involved in, I'm going to share in our private ICO channel in our Discord for only you guys, only mastermind members, right? And there's nothing wrong with what we do to trade, to make money, all that stuff, trading Bitcoin futures contracts, trading all that stuff. That's how we make money. That's day trading. That's scalping. We can make money day in and out. But let me just give you an overview. So imagine if you're on Facebook, or imagine if you're on Instagram. You know how an ad pops up and you see like the new such and such, and you want it. You click on it. It takes you to Shopify, or it takes you to Amazon, and you buy that thing, right? And then then you pay for it with your credit card or your PayPal, and then they send it to you. That's it. That's what shopping's all about. And so what Facebook is doing, what Instagram is doing, is they're charging people to run ads on their platform. They make a ton of ad revenue. They're targeting you because they know what you like and want, because they see what you click on, and they're using your data to sell you stuff, and you don't get any reimbursement for it. In fact, you have to pay for the stuff, right? So imagine being on a platform like Parler, where you see an ad, you click on it, but you get paid for the ad showing up on your news feed. You get a little portion of it, and guess where the money goes? It goes into your Parler token, or the token that Billy's going to talk about now. And then you see an ad, you want to buy something, you buy it right on the platform, and you get paid with the actual token that you got paid for allowing the ad to exist in the first place. So imagine all this happening, right? This is a game changer. And I know Billy has a different way of explaining things. I like
No, bro, you nailed it.
I like using
Matter
analogies.
of fact, I'm going to change you around. You can sit where I am all of a sudden. Nailed it.
Yeah, it's crazy, guys. So I just want you to understand that Billy's giving you a 30,000-foot view, and he's used to talking to people who already understand this stuff. I just wanted you guys to understand what it really is, what's really happening here. So you're going to be able to have a node where you're minting tokens for pennies, like less than pennies for now, right? And as the blockchain grows, and as it gets bigger, and more of these vendors and these suppliers come online, the price of the token, the value of the token, goes up and up and up. So imagine, you got 100,000 or 200,000 or 500,000 or a million of these tokens, and all of a sudden the price shoots up to 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents, 60 cents, gets added to a blockchain or an exchange like Coinbase. And that's where Coinbase comes in handy, guys, because once it's on a major exchange, then millions, the masses start to see it. They start to buy into it. The token goes up even higher in value. And so not only do you have a lot of them already because you're mining them every day, but you can then spend them. And not only that, but you can also sell them if you want to. But guess what? And this is the cool thing about the nodes. If you have 1 million tokens and the price goes to $1, and you sell all of them and take that $1 million out because you're greedy, the very next day, you just minted a shit ton more out of the blue. And that never ends. As long as you have that node, you just keep minting new tokens every day. Where's the difference between if you just buy them and sell them when it goes up?
Nico just absolutely nailed it. Now I'm going to show you guys real quickly. Oh, I put in the wrong password. I want to show you guys real quick what that looks like in my wallet, in one of my 4 wallets. They maxed me out at $1 million in account. But I'm going to show you this real quick. All right. Oh, wait. I need the code.
You want to share the screen? I'm going to have to give you.
No, I do. I just want to log in first, so I'm not showing that part of it. Give me 1 second. Yes, allow me to share screen.
Yeah, there you go.
Otherwise, I can do it on my phone, but I figured
That's
this.
okay. You can share.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm just logging in first, so it doesn't show this information.
I showed them my back office for Element, showed them, like 3.5 million tokens, mined over the last, year and a half. And it hasn't hit those magic numbers yet, but it's they're working on a lot of things there too. Billy will touch base on that.
Okay, here we go. So I'm going to show you guys right here. All right, let's go Optio. I keep all mine right here. You'll be able to see. I keep all my tokens. Where'd it go? Nope. Staked. Wait, let me go back to go home. Click here. Oh, maybe that's just the way it is on my phone. All right, now let me go back. Scroll down. Where's it at? Where's that show on my staked? I keep all my tokens staked. I staked them yesterday, so that's how much I've made in a day. So let me see here. Go here. Viewed staked Optio tokens. There we go. So right now, I've got 154 million tokens staked in this wallet, $765,000 at the current price. So You know, we think this is hypothetical, this is not a guarantee, this is not trying to sell you on anything. This is my personal thing. I know that we're about 50 times bigger than the last blockchain we did. We've got 50 times the community, we have 50 times the utility. If we only do what the last one did, I'm just going to put it that way. I'm not going to tell you what I think this is going to go to. I'm just going to, and this is only one of my 4 accounts, but we're going to use this 154,040,45150. And this is not to impress you. I'm just trying to show you how much I personally, this account, I've got over $1 million in this account. So I'm not trying to get you guys or educate. Like I said, Nico and I have been friends for a long time. And I said, here's some way that you can add value to your Renegade platform. But let's just say it goes only to 84 cents, which Gala did. That's $129 million, just one account. And I put $1 million into this. I put $1,070,000 in this account. So, and this is not a fluke or anything else. Remember, I put 11,000 into Gala, made 12 million, and it's still paying me. And this is literally 50 times bigger than that. It has so much, it already has a worldwide audience. Gala, nobody even heard of Gala. Parler's already a worldwide brand. So I'm just kind of showing you guys that even
Do
right.
you remember what the price of Gala was when you bought those nodes?
Yeah, well, I bought them before it even had a price, and they were $1,000. And so I was minting before. This actually has a price. We're at 0.005. We're already at a half a penny. So Gala wasn't worth anything. It took 4 months to even have a 0.0003.
Right.
So then I was like, all right, if I lose 11 grand, I'm not going to cry. And the guy said, no, you're not losing anything. You have $300,000 in your account. Just don't sell. And I'm like, why? He goes, we're not on Coinbase yet. Now, let's go into that part right there, because that was something big. Just so you guys see, right now, my daily distribution in this one account, I'm getting 133,000 tokens per day. But because I have them staked, which is all of my, I don't know why you can't see that on here, but I'm going to show you on my app so it's easier to read. I'm going to open, this is the exact same account. I want to show you guys. So much easier to see right here. So right here, can you guys see that? I have almost 99, the only ones that are not staked is that 1,700 I didn't stake yesterday. I keep them all staked. When you stake your tokens on our platform, you earn 20% more per day. So right here, oh, here it is right here. Jeez, how did I just miss that? All right, so right here, I have 154 million. I have 154 million staked. So yesterday's distribution, or actually that's 2 days now, it looks like. So I'm getting 133,000. If I didn't have them staked, this is all I'm getting. Because I have them staked, I'm getting an extra 41,000 a day. See that? Right here's the date, 25, 25, 24, 23. It'll pop. See, they're backwards, but yeah, this software. But it all comes in it. I own the 12-word seed phrase. If God forbid something happens, I could take these and upload them. Now, I will give you some little information. We just got picked up on Mexi a week and a half ago. We just hired the largest market maker, one of the bigger market makers out of New York. They just put up $20 million in liquidity, so that's another big thing. Well, how much liquidity will you have? Well, we have $20 million worth to pull from as we start getting on the exchanges. The next 2 major exchanges it's going to be on the, we're doing the integration as we speak. Nobody knows this, so I'm giving you guys a little layup here, if you will, is Gate.io and KuCoin. So it's going on both of those exchanges in the next 45 days. We're integrating right now. Sometimes it takes 30 days, sometimes it takes 45 days. The guys at Crypto.com, the head engineer owns our software nodes, so that should tell you a lot right there. And we've been on our 3rd call already with a little company called Coinbase, so who's looking at us as more of just a listing, but also on the backside of possibly partner up with us. So a lot of big things are happening. This is not maybe one day, hopefully someday. This is happening right now. I'm going to turn this
In
part
the beginning, it'll probably go on Coinbase as not available on the main platform, but on the Coinbase wallet. And then once it gets more established, then it becomes available.
Now, see right here's the current price. It looks like half a penny right there. Boom.
Yeah.
Now, in the next 3 weeks, this wallet's going to change immensely.
Right.
You're going to be able to buy right here on our own platform in your own back office. You're going to have and Nico says, you know, you shouldn't ever keep your money right there on a wallet like that, which is true. But you can also put it in your 12-word seed phrase. You can move it back and forth right there. So you can leave it in your wallet. Just don't, excuse me, you can leave it on the decentralized part, not the centralized. And then when you need it, you can just centralize. We're having our own debit cards coming out. We have just a slew of different things coming out. So it's really, 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 really exciting what we've done. So now that you guys saw kind of a little bit of how this works, you're going to see a totally different back office in the next 30 days. But I wanted you guys to see that right here. It doesn't show it here either. This is really weird. But if you go here, that's really weird. It does that. I guess I need to tell them to do this.
You do have a drop down that says all transactions.
No, I'm just showing my nodes. Where's it at? Node license.
Oh yeah. Up or down a little bit. Yeah.
Node
license. Yes.
Okay.
Node licenses.
So I just got to once again.
How many did it say?
Well, it didn't. You have to go like this.
Oh, you got to drop it down. I see. You got a lot of them.
And I could keep going and going. There's over 1,000 plus in this account. So once again, I'm not hyping or doing any of this stuff. What I'm trying to show you guys is because Nico's a good friend of mine. I want you guys to to add value to his group and you guys giving you the opportunity. Because I can tell you, when I called everybody about nodes with Gala, I called 110 people, and the nodes were $1,000 each. But this was right when we started selling them. Guess how many people came over and got nodes with me over there? 0.
Yeah.
When I made about $400,000 off my 11K, people started just running over to me. Show me what you're doing. I ended up making about $330,000 a month off my 11K. When Parler hits right now, let's just use this for the same exact. You guys just saw my wallet, so this is not hypothetical. This is real numbers. Right now, I'm getting 54,000 tokens a day. Even at 75 cents, that's $265,000 a day coming in off of that.
Yeah.
So now, granted, I put some money behind it. Hey, how are you? Hey, buddy. Sorry, guys. I have to say, oh, thank you. I have to look at this beautiful doggy. Bye-bye. So that's all I'm trying to tell you. It's a very, very exciting platform. A lot of big things are happening. Walmart bringing us a lot of their people. But here's another thing. Now that we are the only company in the world that can do the split transactions right now with our own banking rails, how many other blockchains you think are going to start building or moving their blockchains onto our platform? And every time they do a transaction, those gas fees come back to who? Us, the node owners, every single day. As long as this platform's up and running, like Gala, I only put 11K in. I pulled out another $40,000 about 2 months ago. That 40 grand I pulled out of Gala, guess where I moved it? I bought another 40,000 nodes over here with this. Every month I try to buy at least $40,000 or $50,000 worth of more nodes with Parler. This thing is going to be so massive, but you know, that's up to you guys of what you want to do. Here's what I will tell you. Nico and I didn't even discuss this. You cannot get this anywhere else. I should have ran it by him, but I'm going to tell him. I'm going to tell you guys right now. If you guys decide to do it with Nico, and you have to go through Nico to get this, if you decide you're going to do this and want to do this, here's what I'll do. Is anybody that buys 10 nodes or more will get you a buy one and get one on the node. So that is an exclusive. Nico, I didn't even go over that with you, did I?
No, that's okay. It's fine.
Yep. So,
That's
but
how
I mean,
I
it's just a benefit. There's, if you guys want to do 10 for every 10, it doesn't have to be 10, 20, 30. You say, hey, I got 12K. I put another 50,000 on my Amex the other day, but you can get as many as you want. We do take credit card. We do take crypto. We do take any of that. But if you guys are interested after seeing everything that I've got, and matter of fact, I can open up for questions if Nico wants to do that now or whatever you got, so I can answer some of the questions for you guys.
Yeah, guys, you can ask questions in the chat. And I just want everybody to know, first of all the instructions to get a node, where to house your node. In other words, your node does have to be ran on a server, and there's server fees that are charged every month. They're very low, like $20, something like that. I don't know exactly off the top of my head.
Well,
but-
it's $29 for every up to 100. If it's 10 or less, it's $9 a month, I believe.
Yeah. So you're basically running your own server. You're minting your own tokens, guys. You are in control. This is what we talk about Crypto Renegades a lot. You being in control of your money and not trusting these exchanges. Also, one more thing, guys. There is something called asymmetric risk and symmetric risk. If you haven't heard of these two things, it's really simple. Asymmetric risk is when you invest $1,000 in a node and it doesn't work out and it doesn't do anything, you risk $1,000. But the upside is so freaking huge, guys, that if it does work out and it does go to 50 cents or $1 or $2 or whatever in the future, you could literally make hundreds of thousands, if not millions, from that one little $1,000 investment. That's an asymmetric risk. Symmetric risk is when you're buying one Bitcoin, a whole Bitcoin right now, in hopes that it doubles. Okay, you're risking $100,000 to make $100,000. That's a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Now, is that good? Is it better? Is Bitcoin going to go to $1 million some days? Yeah, hopefully, maybe. We hope so. But where was the opportunity? The opportunity was when Bitcoin was $13, when it was 10 cents or whatever, right? You could have made billions, right? XRP doesn't matter what token. Obviously, if you would have bought it when it was pennies, and it gets to 10 cents, 20 cents, $3, $5, whatever, that's where the opportunity is. So there is a risk here, guys. There's no guarantee, like Billy said, and I want to make everybody understand that and Billy did take big risks. Billy risked $11,000, and what he just said was, if you buy 10, I think they're $1,000 each. Billy, for those nodes.
Yes.
So you're looking at, you don't have to buy 10, you can buy one, and you don't have to buy any. We're making this available to the people in the group just as another investment opportunity, another thing you can get involved in. I don't take any responsibility if it works or not. Listen, I bought 2 nodes only of Element 2 years ago, and I probably have produced enough tokens to be equal to the amount that I invested. But if it does what it, if I was in Billy, by the way, he offered 2 other ones to me too, and I didn't get into those. I just got into Element, and one of the other ones was like Stitch or Snitch or whatever. Stitch.
Switch.
Oh, Switch. And Gala shot to, so guys, I could have made millions on one of the other ones, but I just said, let me just try this one out first to see how it goes. And there's a lot of upside still to Element. It's an amazing token. It's an amazing service that they're providing behind the scenes, but it just takes more. It takes a lot to build some of these things up to where they need to get. But I just want you guys to understand. So everything you need to know about how to get one of these nodes, set it up, get it on a server, all that is going to be put into the ICO channel that we have, including instructions. And I can always have Billy come back on another time as well.
Okay, 1 second here. I'm just.
Yes, Russell, this is my friend in Vegas. He was building like a $4 million house in Vegas, driving around in Bentleys, flying around in private jets, all because of nodes, guys. And I know that sounds fantastical and everybody wants that, but like I was just saying, there's no guarantee of that. But I will tell you this. There's not many things out there that you can participate, that the average person can get involved with less than hundreds of thousands of dollars, with $1,000, that has the upside potential. And that's the asymmetrical risk that I was just talking about. Yes, Zoom user. I don't know who that is. It just says, as I just explained, we're going to put all of that in the ICO channel, the links, everything you need to get set up and to buy one or more or as many as you want. There is no limit. And guys, you're going to set up your accounts on Parler. You're going to have the back office like Billy just showed you, where once your node is set up and running, running on a server 24/7, and you got to keep that thing running, right? Because if you have one down day, you don't earn that day. So you got to make sure you keep your node server running, which is no big deal. I've had Element running for 2 years now without.
I'll say this, with the company that we partnered up with, we've had 0 downtime. It's not like the other ones, Nico, that we used to have a little bit here and there with technology and time. Yeah. We've had absolutely 0. And I'm not saying it's perfect for the future, but I am saying in the last year, we've had not one single day with downtime. So far, we're perfect on that aspect.
Yeah. Shannon asked, how soon might we receive returns on nodes? Is it a monthly return to
No, daily. All right. So the way it works is this: if you put your credit card or crypto in today, it takes them on average 24 hours to 48 hours to assign the node. Once it's assigned, this is very important because I get text messages and messages afterwards. It takes 72 hours to connect to the network. No different than mining Bitcoin or anything else. It takes 72 hours to connect to the network. Once it connects, you're going to have 2 to 3 days of pending. Right here in my wallet, look at my wallet. Everyone's are pending. Then it goes straight into your wallet. Once it shows pending, it will always hit your wallet. There's no and, ifs, or buts. But look at my distribution real quick. Does it show on here? How do I show available? Maybe it shows on the, I just logged out, but it'll always show 2 days pending on average, but then it clears on the 3rd day. The only time it doesn't, and it goes 3 or 4 or 5 days, it's connected to your phone number, not your email. So that's something, the error that you did, not us. But we can fix it. If it ever says pending more than 3 days, it's just the computer trying to catch up, but we can fix that, and you will be assigned those tokens. Good question though. Do you need a special computer to do this? No, you don't need a computer at all. You can have your phone. There's 3 steps. Download the Kaiba wallet. Make sure that you write down your 12-word seed phrase. Second, Nico's going to have a link for you guys. You're going to put if you get 10 or less, you don't need the code. If it's 10 or more, you need to put in a certain code to get you the buy one, get one, which we will set up. Will the computer literally be available to set up? You don't need any of that. And then the 3rd step is going to Simple, which is the hosting platform. If it's 10 nodes or less, it's $9. If it's 11 nodes to 100, it's $29.95 for all of them, all every month. So that's your total overhead to run your whole business is $30 a month if you get 11 or up to 100. Yeah. How many tokens does a node make? All right, let me explain this because 3 people's asked this, and this is a valid question, but let me understand how this works. So when you launch a blockchain, this is very important, so I'm glad you asked that. There's a couple people that asked that, and I didn't want to type it because there's too much to type. When you launch a blockchain, usually the way it works is, like this particular blockchain has 30 billion tokens. Year 1, 50% of that goes out to the network to put mass distribution. It's no different than Bitcoin. Bitcoin come out, people are making 50 to 75,000 Bitcoin per day for mining it. Our network, we were getting about 880 tokens per day per node. Now we're down to 125 tokens per day per node, or 100 to 125. I haven't done the math lately, but give or take right around there. Now, I think it's 100. I think it's 100 per day. Once you stake it, then it goes up to 125 or 120 because you get that 20% more. So you're getting 120. Now, that is your initial distribution. This is so important, so please write this down. That is just only the initial distribution. Remember, I told you we brought on Holy Deeds, which has the Catholic Church. I told you we're trying to deal with Walmart, Food Network, all these companies. Every time they build something on there, and they have an NFT or they have a product that you buy, that store that we're building out with Kevin Harrington, which I can send you the article so you guys all see it. There was one guy that said, how do I know this is the only deal out there? I can promise you it's the only deal you're getting, buy one, get one. That I can guarantee you, and I'm happy to do it. It was Pablo. Did I say that right? My glasses. Yep. So there's no reason I have anything. I'm the guy that launched this whole platform, so I know for a fact. I can show you. So, but here's the thing: all of those transactions, there's that fee. That fee, all of those gas fees, that is called. Now that's just the regular blockchain. That is about to start happening. I would probably say in the next 30 to 40 days, as all these people are integrating. When people start buying, now you're going to start seeing your distribution. Here it is right now. You're going to start seeing distribution go up. Instead of 100 tokens a day, you're going to start seeing it go up, and you're going to be getting more. There's no way to tell you a defined amount of tokens any day or anything. It depends on who's on the network, who's buying what, or anything else. I can tell you it's almost impossible I said almost impossible to really kind of lose money. Now, I'm not saying it is impossible. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we've minimized the risk by probably 90-something%. Yeah. In my wallet, in that one account right there I just showed you, I put less than 1.1 million in, and I just showed you, well, right now because of price, but we haven't launched, I've got over $765,000 in that account right there. Where's my finger? Boom. So as soon as we hit a nickel, you can kind of do the math, or 3 cents, 2 cents. We don't have to go to $1. I've more than 50 15x, 20x my money. Actually, a hell of a lot more than that. So anyway, there's that.
Also, over time, the price of the nodes go up as well. So,
But yeah, the price of the nodes, once we sell out, the price of the nodes is a market, but you're never going to want to sell your nodes. Now let me explain something that the poor and the rich do. Warren Buffett, and this is just added information for you. Warren Buffett, he's one of the biggest Coca-Cola shareholders in the world. Yes or yes?
yeah.
Yes. When Warren Buffett needs money, does Warren Buffett sell his Coca-Cola stock? No or no? No. What does Warren Buffett do? Warren Buffett, sorry, I get acid reflux. I have to have surgery in 2 weeks. Warren Buffett borrows against his stock. We are building out as we speak, because we have the banking partnerships, we have a lending platform inside your back office that you're going to be able to borrow against your crypto. Here, we're hoping by April, May next year we'll be done. So you'll be able to go in there if you have $500,000 worth of this token sitting there and say, oh, I'd really like, and Nico nailed it earlier, if you sell all the way up, you're not going to have that much there. But if you are patient, you wait till it gets on Coinbase. By then, well, Coinbase, we should be there in the next couple months. But once the lending side is done, you say, hey, I want to wait until I can borrow again. I'm never selling any of my tokens, zero, not one, because I don't need the money right now. I will wait until we have enough money, until the platform's built where I can borrow against it. So let's just say I've got 50 million, easily 50 million bucks there. 50 million, I can borrow 25 million. I can roll that into a commercial building or a multifamily, or I could do whatever I want to. Now, I'm not going to do that until we hit mass momentum. Now, I'm going to explain something that would really, it will teach you patience on a whole different level. You can be one of these type people that say, I'm going to get in this, but I'm going to pull my money out as soon as I can because I just don't know about it. I don't trust it. I tell people all the time, my last project, we did 800,000%. You're meaning to tell me, now I'm not saying that's what this one will do. I think it's going to do totally different numbers in a good way. But you're going to tell me that you're going to take a token that's doing 800,000%, you're going to move it into a depreciating asset, which the dollar lost 20% in the last 12 months. If you want that, if you want to do that, kudos to you. Now, what I would do, if you're really that scared, what I would do is take that money. If you want to pull out your initial capital, I'd put it over into USDT, a stable coin, and then I would hold it there, wait for a dip, ride it back up, then pull out, and then do whatever you want to. That's something maybe I would do. Or roll it into something else. But there's no way I would move it back into a dollar bill. Now, where was I going with that? We're doing this. Oh, you guys ever heard of, I haven't told Nico this either. This is really, really cool. We just closed this deal at dinner here in Vegas 2-3 weeks ago. You guys ever heard of a company or an actor in Hollywood called Oliver Stone? Oliver Stone is one of the biggest actors, one of the biggest movie producers out there. Oliver Stone, his production company is ran now by Sean Stone, who I just had dinner with. They have their own layer 1 blockchain. They're moving onto Parler blockchain. And what's going to be really cool, we're going to start crowdfunding major movies in Hollywood on our blockchain. So you can take, I think the cheapest you can get involved, this is not right now, this is going to take several months to set up. It'll probably be into first quarter next year. But you're going to be able to take our Optio token, you're going to say, I want to put $100 going toward this movie. And they're going to crowdfund the $30 million to $100 million they're doing Hollywood movies with on our platform. Raise that money, and then we get that income coming in off an asset every time they pay out for that movie. We're part of the partnership, the ownership of that movie. So that's something really, really cool. Nobody knows as well that we're doing right now too. So super cool. I'm giving you guys a lot of inside information because I sit on the advisory board, all this kind of stuff for Parler. So I'm giving you guys a lot of really cool information here. Do we need
There's a lot of verticals there, guys. There's so many ways to make money with this, but the main one is basically just, you're accumulating tokens as they're minting for you. And then in the future, as the value goes up, you're sitting on a lot more than you initially invested. Obviously, that's the goal. Now, like Billy was saying, like a lot of people are like, well, how do I get the money? Okay, a lot of people think in terms of money, but like we talk about with Bitcoin and XRP and all these other things, is that you would never really sell. You could just borrow against it. Not only is this platform going to allow you to borrow against it, but banks eventually will too if you needed to convert it to something else. Because major banks, I think it's SIFO or SoFi, not SIFO. SoFi is coming online to not only allow crypto in with your checking and savings account, but all major banks are going to be doing that soon. And they will all be custodians for your crypto at one point where you can borrow against it. So there's no reason to ever sell anything. That's like killing the goose that's laying the golden egg, as I'm sure Billy would agree.
Yeah, so the SoFi, there's a company down in Miami. You can already get real estate using crypto. They'll do a 50% loan to value. It's got to be one of the top three. It's called oh shoot, what's the name of it?
Nexo?
Huh?
Nexo?
Uh-uh.
You talking about a lending platform?
Milo, MILO.io. I believe is what it's called. MILO. Don't quote me. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I talked to him like 8 months ago. But I think it's Milo.io. Somebody can pull that up and see if they're still rocking. But they're a pretty big company. They sell a lot of real estate in Miami. But you don't have to be in Miami. They'll, as long as you have crypto and you go through the process, they fund it. And we're going to be doing a lot of the same stuff right here on our platform in the next year. Once the 30 bill is minted, will nodes still receive gas fees? All right, so great question, Jeff. I'm glad you asked it. The 30 billion that we're giving out right now has zero, and I've said this a while ago, so please take notes, guys. That has zero to do with your gas fees. The gas fees are above and beyond all of that. That is just your initial, that's what I'm trying to tell you. When you finally get what's really happening here, I remember that was a lot of information for me when I first got started. I leaned up in the middle of the night, I'm like, holy F word, holy cow, this is the rest. Like every time someone buys something, moves something, sells their crypto, moves it out of there, there's a gas fee. I get paid that? Yes. And it went nuts. So that was a great question, but the 30 billion has zero to do with the gas fees. That is above and beyond that. So great question. Fantastic. Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity. Welcome. How soon might we receive money returns? Remember, we can't say money returns. That's SEC stuff. So Shannon, and I understand what you're saying. So here's my answer to that. The second your node starts doing your distribution, those tokens right now are worth a half a penny. So I would say 4 days, 5 days. So after that, every day.
Look at it like rewards, guys. You're getting rewarded.
That's all it is. You have to call them rewards. You can't call it income producing. You can't say guaranteed money. SEC does not like that. We're not allowed to say that. So
yeah, I have to be rewarded in tokens with the nodes. Now, what the tokens become value-wise is no one knows, but I can assure you that the whole purpose of this is for them to become valuable. So
exactly. Yeah. Any incentive on signing people? No, this is not an MLM. I'm doing this for Nico's group. I know some people that would love to get a few nodes.
You can refer people, guys, right? They can still refer people, but
yes, they can refer people, and happy to. Every single person in my family, my mother, my nieces, my nephews, every single person out there in my circle owns software nodes on this platform. Every single person. Is this a block DAG? I don't know what that means. Node definition. A node is a software that will confirm transactions on our particular blockchain, which is the Optio blockchain. Does the user have the node on they have it right there in their back office. It cannot be removed by the corporation or the identity or the brand at all. Once it's in your back office, nobody has access to it. It's part of your back office. Nobody has access to it. So nobody can remove it, no. How many nodes will be available? I already wrote that, guys. Go up there and read it. And when will the price go up on a node? He said 60. Oh, thank you, Keith. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Is this KYC process or will it be anonymous? Right now, it will be eventually KYC, so you have to put your real information in there. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck. So you definitely need, with us partnering up with the bank, it's going to automatically make you KYC. So you have to put your real, it can't be a dog or any of that nonsense on there. It has to be your credentials. Otherwise, you're going to be screwed. We do everything by the book. Right now, we haven't had to have it KYC'd, but with us doing the partnerships, you will need to be KYC'd. So great question. Can Canadians do this? Absolutely. We're in about 130 countries as we speak. Any incentive on assigning, I just answered that. Having a node is one thing, but ultimately you have to believe in what the node parlor. Exactly. I said that 15 times.
That's right. Yeah, good point. And by the way, guys, do not do this. Do not invest in this. Do not buy a node if you don't believe in it and you don't
100%.
like the project behind it. If you're not into it and you don't understand what the purpose is and whether you got to believe also that this is the future and things are heading this direction. And they are. I mean, I wouldn't bring Billy on here if I didn't think this was going this direction. You know, guys, first of all, Billy, for you to understand that these are mastermind members here. They paid a lot of money to get into this group. A lot of these guys in this group make a lot of money already, and they trade a lot. So they're not ignorant to how things work. They have a lot of investments and stuff, but most of them are risk takers. Most of them are entrepreneurs. Most of them are business owners. Not everybody, but the reason why I say that is because Billy and I come from that, work for ourselves hustle from day one since we were out of high school. So we, not everybody's in that frame of mind. It's like make it or you die trying, so to speak. And but when you get guys, this is a risk, just like everything else. There's no guarantees. There's it's just one of those things that have what's called, like I said a minute ago, the risk to reward ratio is just high compared to what you're risking. So the reward is very high compared to what you're risking, and the risk is still there though, but you're just not risking a lot for the potential reward, the way I look at it. Someone asked, is it buy 10, get 10 or buy 10, get 1?
No, it's buy 10, get 10, or you can buy 12 and get 12. You can buy 22 and get 22. Most of my average clients buy 50K or more, but once again, that has zero to do with this, but it can't be buy 5, get 5.
Okay, so at least 10 to get buy 1, get 1. Okay, I'm
anything
sorry.
above 10, it would be a buy 1, get 1.
I got you. Okay, so I was wrong. I responded to somebody saying buy 10, get 1, but it is anything over 10, you get a match of the amount.
That's correct.
Gotcha. All right, guys. So we're gonna, by the way, guys, we're gonna put all the details in the ICO group. Again, this is optional. You do not have to do this. This is just an extra value that we're bringing to the Crypto Renegades Mastermind. Just something else for you guys to be a part of. We do have an ICO channel. The only other token I have in there right now is Element, and some of our members have bought Element directly on the exchange rather than buy a node, because at this point they could literally buy millions for the price of a node and not have to wait for the node to make them millions. But at the same time, this is how you get in at the beginning, guys. This is the very beginning, and the potential upside is huge. Let's see if there's some more questions here real quick.
I'm reading through most of them as fast as I can.
Somebody wanted to say, Danny, do you need to come off mute?
Yeah, I was just going to say briefly, I work in cybersecurity risk, and we're actually working with Parler to try to do a project. We've been blown away by what they're doing. Recommend people research the business. Well, it's exciting stuff to hear today, Billy. Thank you for being here. Do you recommend a certain subscription as we think about servers, whether AWS, one that you trust, that you feel is the right choice?
We have our own in-house. It's not affiliated with us, but it's called simple.cloud. Simple.
Good enough.
Simple.cloud. But here's why. But when you buy your software nodes, you put in your email, then you go step 3. This is part of the step 3s. When all you have to do is put your email address. It links everything, all your data, everything on the backside. It's a quick 2 steps and you're up and running. So for the price, guys, don't try to be cheap and go to all these other different places. This is the cheapest thing I've ever seen for hosting your stuff. And as a matter of fact, I've known the CEO of this company. I trained him 7 years ago. His name's Guy. He's one of the sweetest guys. He's amazing. You talk about customer service. We don't have very many customer service issues, so that's why he's so he'll get back to you same day, very next day. But he's awesome. And so that's who every single one of my clients go through that. Because if not, you're going to have to learn the coding. And there's just a lot of stuff. And to save $9? I mean,
that's perfect. I was just making sure we didn't need secondary pull. And then where can people follow you? Instagram, LinkedIn? Are you anywhere out there?
Well, there you go.
How long do we have for the $1,000 node?
No, the $1,000 node is there. Is to buy 1 get 1. That's only for. The link that what I need you guys to do though, if you guys just do 1,000, is just in the comments or when you purchase it, just put Nico's group so we can track and trace this. Because I want to make sure that I keep up with everything that comes through this group and how many people are coming through there, so I can make sure they come back and support you guys. If it says 3 and there's 10 of you guys and all you guys start hitting me with questions, I don't know where you come from. Because I know every single one of my clients, believe it or not, every single one of them. Oh,
Steve says, what's the difference between Oracle node and validator node? Guys, all these different projects have node, could make nodes available.
all of those platforms, guys, their structures are completely different than ours. I don't go out there and learn everybody else's platform. There's centralized and decentralized situation. Though the Oracle, they're not going to do a decentralized platform. They want all their money going to their investors. We're decentralized. We don't have any investors. So that's how we're able to do the returns and everything else that we do.
Yeah. There's obviously, guys, there's different projects out there offering nodes for sale. If you just Google it, you'll probably find some. But do you know anything about them? Do you know what's behind them? Do you know who's putting them together? What kind of finances they have? The reason why I brought Billy on is because he's like not only in with the parent companies and the billionaires that are putting these things together, but like the parent company that brought Gala, Stitch, what's it called? I keep calling it Stitch.
So Kathy Roberts, who was the COO of Discover Card, took it to 58 billion. She called me. Matter of fact, look here. This morning, I got a call from her. You can go research her. All these guys, or was it last night? Kathy.
Yeah, Billy's in meetings with every day with like heads of CEOs of billion-dollar companies that are all getting, in on these companies. So generally speaking, the companies that bringing cryptos like Gala to the table, like Element, these are huge, multi-million-dollar funds behind these companies.
I'm going to hide her phone number, but Kathy Roberts, who ran Discover Card. Hey, there's my neighbor. Hey, how are you? Good. You brought me flowers. You didn't have to do that. Oh, thank you. So yeah, Nico will have a link for the BOGO. Thanks. Thank you, Billy. We appreciate it. So listen, I'm going to tell you guys, this was not a sales pitch. I want you guys, if nothing else, to understand what's coming. Even if you choose not to get a node, which is, like I said, doesn't matter to me one bit. But this could help you guys. I don't understand your world of trading. I've never been a trader. Nico knows this. It's not my world. But knowing where we're going, this might be something Nico's going to put at y'all's list of saying, hey, go long. I think that is one of the words you guys use. Long. I don't understand all that
Oh,
shit.
they know. I invest in real estate. I have apartment buildings. I invest in, I have a stock portfolio. I have crypto portfolio, and I trade. And so I also have gold. I mean, if you look back here, I got silver coins, gold coins, I got all kinds of stuff. So what we try to do is diversify into things that we know can set us up for life, guys. And that's why I brought Billy on here, because he's doing something in the crypto space that is unique and not very many people know about it. And the funny thing is that out of all the people I know, he's probably made the most money in this niche. So, why not?
Almost guarantee that this year. Oh, this is where I was going to go with that. Let me, this is my last thing I'm going to tell you about patience. Now, I'm going to tell you this is futuristic. This is not a guarantee. This is zero. But I'm going to tell you guys a possibility. Let me tell you guys, have you guys ever been at the bottom of the barrel and one day you said, man, I just wish. I think there's some of you guys on this Zoom right now. How many of you guys said, man, I just wish this could be a possibility? Yes or yes? I'm going to tell you this. All right, now watch this. When you get this right here, it gives me chill bumps. I have right now about 335 at this, but I'm getting another 500,000 a day. So let's just use 330 million tokens. Right now, if we do what we think we're going to do, what we think will be $1 to $2 in the next 12 months. All right, that's fine. At $2.80, I made $1 billion on this platform. I only put 2.5 million into this. That's a possibility. But now what if we get our ETF? Pretty sure it's going to happen because we're already working on it. But what if we get our ETF and that institutional money comes in? They see we have the Vatican, we have Walmart, and those are the two we've already got right now on top of all the food networks, and we did this in our first 13 months. We've got the two biggest organizations in the world in our first 13 months. Now that we have the two biggest, who else do you think is going to be coming? We're going to be doing live streaming. We're going to be doing movies. We're going to be doing, it's not just a social media platform, it's everything. Now, what if we get this ETF money and you could look at someone like Ethereum. Ethereum to me is a shit coin, to be honest. I mean, their fees are ridiculously expensive. They've got 100 and something companies, or is it 100 or 1,000 companies building on top of their network? Around 100 or 1,000, I don't remember. Maybe it's 1,000. I think it's more like 100. Anyway, their ETF took them, I mean, the money, institutional money took them to a couple $1,000. If we only hit $300, excuse me, 320, 300, someone do the math, I want to say $350 a token, that makes me worth more than Warren Buffett. Now, I'm not saying that to impress you. I'm saying, but what about your account? What if you went in for 10 grand? Well, we already know that that's going to pop back really quick for you, so that's not a long hold for you. But what if you had 400,000 or 500,000 tokens? Yes, and it goes $1. All right, you made $500,000+ but now an ETF comes through and it takes it to $50 a token. Where would you be? How would that change your family? You know, it may not change at all. Nico just said a lot of you guys are entrepreneurs, but I'm going to tell you one thing. I never had $1 million liquid cash in my account. Never had 10 million. Then I had 25 million. Then 50 million. So those are big numbers, and I've done that all right here doing a computer with software. So I'm just saying the possibility is extremely high. So that's all I got to say. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's not a guarantee though, but I'm just telling you guys.
Yeah. No, listen, guys. As we explained, and I always say this a lot. You know, we talk about the potential of things, and there is a risk, guys. And all those things that Billy's talking about that are in line to happen with this project are in the works. Could there be a hiccup? Could there be an economic collapse? Could there be a zombie apocalypse? Could there be a internet crash? Yes. I mean, but if you live your life never doing anything because of that, then you're never going to get anywhere. So you take a risk, and those who go out on the limb usually get the fruit. Well, in fact, no one does get the fruit unless they go out on the limb. So a lot of times you go on a limb and the limb breaks and you fall and land on your ass. And you do that multiple times, but eventually, one of the times you get the fruit. And it's the people that continue to take the risks and continue to take the action steps that get the result. So if this doesn't work, the next one might. If the next one doesn't work, the next one might. But if you're not willing to do the next and the next and the next, then you're going to be like one of those guys that says, shit, I gave up on the second thing, but that third thing worked for everybody. I wish I would have done that one. And, I tell you guys all the time, and Billy's like me, we don't give up. We don't ever, even if we fail at one thing, we just try the next thing and the next thing and next thing. And that's why Billy's a multimillionaire. That's why I'm a millionaire. It's just the way it works, guys. And we talk about this all. And I know I'm preaching to the choir with most of you because you understand that. That's why you're here in the Crypto Renegades. So we don't worry about it. But don't ask for guarantees. Don't ask what if this, what if this, what if this. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You're risking $1,000 per node. Okay. But I'm only going to bring things to the table, and Billy's only going to get involved in things that he's 99% confident that it's going to do what he thinks it's going to do. That's the only reason why he's here right now. Because I'm not going to bring you something that has a 10% chance of working. That's just the way it works. So let's keep that in mind. And I'll share Billy's information too, guys, so you can follow him on Instagram and TikTok and, I don't
have a TikTok. I
Facebook, whichever.
You can follow me over in Parler. I just now opened up my first account over Parler.
Yeah. But if you have questions, ask it in our group, ask it in here. I'll always pose it to him. I'd rather him not get, there's 200 plus people on this call, Billy. So I don't want you guys to be bombarding Billy with questions. I can always bring him back on, but it's pretty straightforward and simple. Once you get the links, which I'm going to share, and there's going to be step-by-step tutorials showing you how to do everything, what to do first, get this account open first, get this node first, get this next, and then blah, 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 and get the server set up. And then, and then you're running, you're operating, you log in and you can see your nodes accumulating. I mean, you can see the daily deposits into your account. And then there is a way to transfer them and withdraw them, move them to cold storage wallet or other wallets, guys. There's ways to do all that. We will have other calls where you can worry about that once your account starts to get big.
And so someone just asked me a really good question. I want to answer it. They said, can we use our tokens to buy more nodes? You will be able to very soon, but not at this very exact moment, but very soon. I would guess, if I'm guessing, so please don't hold me to this, I would guess in the next 60 days or less. So by the time you really start accumulating some nice rewards, you'll be able to do that, but not at this exact moment.
So all we got to do right now is basically buy whatever amount of nodes that we want to buy, and then just set everything up, and then from there it'll just start to mine its own.
Once you set up your Kaiva wallet, and I'm going to send you guys I'm going to give them to Nico. Please do not come to Instagram and ask me to do this separately. This is Nico's group, and I respect Nico and I love Nico, and I don't want any I don't do side deals. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. If I go through someone like Nico that I love and respect, we've been friends for a long time, please do not go over there and ask me to do this or this or that. Please go through the chat. I will go into his group chat because I've been part of it, though I don't go in there because I don't understand what he does. He's very good at it, but I don't get it. But I'm the node guy. I bought the domain name, the node guy as well. But I will go in there and try to answer all the questions, the new questions that come through as well. Nico just ping me and I'll go over and start answering those if there's some that you can't answer. But it's an amazing opportunity. As the gentleman said earlier, he's already worked with Parler, but I can tell you, these guys, I've been in this industry now 12 years. Nobody I've ever met has their shit together better or more than what these guys are doing. So it's a really, really exciting project. And I'm not saying that nobody's better than us. That's not what I said. But these guys have really got their stuff together, and it's going to be a really, really exciting. If we've already got two of the biggest companies in the world and we haven't even launched, watch what happens when we get on Coinbase and we have all these other people coming on board. Watch what happens. It's going to be a very exciting run. And I can tell you one thing. I guarantee you this. It will be one of those, if you don't decide you want to do a little bit of it, that you will be like, damn, I missed that one. And so it's crazy.
Yeah. Della says, if I buy one node, could I purchase more in a couple days or weeks?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, you can do it, but the only way the buy one get one is at 10 at a time, doing them right there, because that's the deal I made right before I got on this call with the advisory board. So
yeah, 10 plus 10 or more, and you get a buy one get one for. So if you buy 10 or 11 or 12 or 15, you get double the amount.
Yep. Cool.
All right, guys. The price per node right now is $1,000, guys, and I think that the current price of the coin, of the token it's minting, is a 0.049, like less than a half a penny per token that's being minted. And so that's pretty low. That's a low price, and so there's a lot of upside potential. And guys, it can take time. Just so you know, you're not going to get rich overnight, but you could. It could happen quickly, but we don't ever say that. And obviously it could take a year for this thing to unfold, but you just do this in the background. That's the cool thing. You just keep doing whatever you're normally doing. And this is just money you put aside that's actually going to work for you and minting you more money.
Now, real quick, I want to answer one last comment, if you will. It says Parler has been around. This is from Misto. Parler's been around for a while, already has opinions associated with it, good or bad. Same with Rumble. It will be a tall order to unseat the bigs. First of all, Miso, Parler does not own Parler anymore. So if you're looking at this like, oh, that's that company, you missed every single thing that I've talked about today, unless you're just now joining. I'll give you the synopsis real quick to make everybody understand, because I don't hide behind anything. I don't avoid questions like this. I front and center them. Here's the deal. Parler is not Parler anymore. It's a decentralized platform where we stood it up. It has zero to do with the old way it was run. Zero people from the old way was already there. People ask, well, why didn't you change the name? We've got 15 different companies, actually 12 now, give or take, roughly around that. We have the biggest, you know what happened with Parler? I didn't go into this because it's kind of deep, but I'll put it this way. When Trump got kicked off of Twitter, he went over to Parler. 30 million Americans followed him over there. January the 4th or 6th happened. Amazon didn't like it. They delisted him. Now, what I just said right there is very, 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 very important. You guys want me to put the icing in the cake for you guys? There's not one blockchain in the world that they can't take down other than Parler's now. Not one. Let me explain why. So Parler was part of being hosted as Amazon. Amazon didn't like it. They were pressured by the government because it was, and I don't want to get in politics, but they were pressured to take it down. The three largest platforms in the world that own their hardware software, they call the tech stack. The very largest one, Facebook. They own their hardware software. Nobody can take them down, but they only do Facebook. The second largest is Google. Hardware software, only do Google. Third largest company in the world is a company called Edgecast. Edgecast, their companies are little people like Walmart, Amazon, CBS, Fox, ... Even some of the government. So they own that. Their competitor come in and bought them out for $1 billion+. They took the whole company, they threw it in the side. We saw what they did. We come in and bought EdgeCast about 6 months ago for pennies on the dollar, and then we stood it back up, and now we cannot be taken down. So now we went back after all those other clients said, you want to come back to Parler? Or excuse me, you want to come back to EdgeCast? You can come back to us, because their competitor come in and bought them and upcharged them 25% more per month, month over month. And then we went back and said, we'll reduce it back to your original fee. Come back to us on one caveat: you have to accept our token to do it. Hence Walmart and a couple of these other guys. So now they're all coming back over to EdgeCast. We bought it for less than 5 million. We've got 5 million a month, month over month already coming back. But now we can't be taken down. So you want to talk about us getting our shit together where nobody can kind of mess with us on that kind of stuff? We make sure that we're not just going to be out there and we're putting $150 million in the company just for Amazon to take us down. We don't go through Amazon. Amazon comes through guys like us. That's how big we are, just to give you an example. Parler, there is a difference, exactly.
And there's the risk, guys. Obviously, you got a new thing happening. You got a new frontier. By the way, what Billy just said is important. You know, when Amazon or Jeff Bezos took delisted the platform from the App Store, right? Because why? Because the Democrats, because of all the stuff they were against Trump, they were against everything MAGA, they were against everything Republican, basically, right? And they just kind of just got delisted. Like, where can they go? Where can they go? Now they have their own platform, their own. They can't be delisted. They can't be taken off. So anyway, there's a big story behind that, but we'll get more. I'll give you guys more context and more videos to explain it. And also, I know Billy, you shared a video with me, which I did play for them last week with I think it was the founder, right?
Yep.
So we'll get you guys all that information. It is a holiday. Again, guys, I just want you to know it's Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. By Friday, I will have everything up for you. I know some of you are ready to buy right now and get this thing going. I will get everything set up in the ICO channel for you guys, so you'll know exactly what to do. And then you can ask questions. Obviously, we'll create a separate. We could have a separate call for it in the future if we need to. But guys, this is not taking over what we do every day. This is just another opportunity for you. Obviously, it's just a node that you can buy as many as you want, but it's just going to work in the background of your life, accumulating more tokens for you that hopefully will reward you greatly as the company and as the platform progresses, as all of the services and products and vendors and suppliers and merchants come on board. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's going to become more and more valuable over time.
So everybody keeps asking me the same question, Nico. So I'm going to say it one last time. I'm not sure why they're not hearing. I'm going to get Nico these links where you can buy. How do I get started? How do I get started?
Yeah.
I'm going to give Nico the 3 links here in the next 15 minutes when we get off here. And then he'll post them wherever he posts them inside your group, and you guys can go from there. So that way everybody knows. And everybody keeps asking me the same question. How long will the buy one, get one be available? 7 days on the low end, 10 days on the max.
Yep.
So guaranteed
right,
7 days.
And just so you guys know, you're hearing about this before 99.99999% of the entire population on planet Earth, because it's coming from the inside. This is like insider information here, guys. A legal version of it.
Yep.
All right. So that's it. Thank you, Billy, for joining us here today. Again, guys, we can have Billy back on again in the future, and we hope this goes really well for all of us. I'm going to buy several of them myself. I don't know yet exactly how much. I'm sure Billy will try to talk me into buying a lot of them, but I should have on Gala when he first told me about that years ago, and I didn't.
I got to do a little clip here, Nico, since I got to post this on my social. So what'd you say? Billy's going to do what? So thank you,
Billy's
guys.
going to probably have me buy a shit ton of these nodes. And I should have listened to him back in the Gala days when he wanted me to, but I eventually got in on Element, and now this one is the next one, guys. So we're very cautious of what we share in the group. We want to make sure it's legit. We want to make sure we're dealing with the right people, and that's why I got Billy on here, because he's the only one I know who's done very well in this niche, and I mean very well. He doesn't brag even as much as he could. He's not really bragging when he's telling you, showing his back office. He has to show you some proof of concept here. But all right, guys. So thank you, Billy. Appreciate your time, buddy. And hope you have a great holiday and have fun. He's going to the Formula One races.
That was
just yesterday, right?
That was a couple days ago. Yeah, I went. So it was amazing. Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys.
Thank you guys for
Any-
allowing me to share with you guys. Remember, Nico will have all the information. Just get with him, and then from there, I can go in the group chat and answer anything you guys have. Looking forward to helping you guys, working with you guys, and I'm the node guy, so this is not just the first. If you miss this one, or if you have FOMO after you've missed this one, we'll have another one. I have another one. I already have 3 other CEOs calling me about doing another project, but I won't touch it until this one, starts taking off. So. Thanks.
There'll be more. Yep, there'll be more, guys. And so stay on, guys. I'm gonna go over the charts a little bit for you, give you an update before we end the call. But thanks again, Billy. Yeah, you can stay on if you want, or you can.
No, I got to jump. I got to work with the VA. All right, thanks.
All right,
All right, see you.
All right. Thanks, Billy. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. I mean, listen, Billy talks fast and he explains a lot, but he's normally hanging out with CEOs and billionaires on private jets. So he spent a good hour and a half with us here to kind of go over what he's doing, and we'll get you everything you need to know about that node situation for that particular project here over the next 24 to 48 hours. I'll put it in the Discord in the ICO channel.
Hey, Nico,
Yes, sir.
once the nodes are set up, I mean, it's when you buy a node, do they all earn the same amount of token, or there's variability in terms of which node might earn more or less?
No, each node is going to mint the same amount, except for, it depends. Like, for instance, if I bought a node right now, let's say it's minting me 100 tokens per day, one node. Let's just say hypothetical. It could be 120 or it could be 150, but let's just say it's 100. And a month from now, you buy a node and it's minting you 120. Okay. Mine might have gone up from 100 to 120 by then. So it does change. The amount of tokens being minted on a daily basis does change over time, and it can go up. Okay. So because less and less nodes are available on the market, because more and more people have bought the nodes, and then once the quantity of nodes gets down to where there's no more available, then it's kind of like a scarcity situation where now you are making more. But no, if you bought 10 nodes, they're all going to be producing the same amount, minting the same amount per day.
And once we get that node, we don't have to do anything else besides the registration of all the whatever.
Once you set up the node, once you set the node up on the server, and I for Element, I use a different guy. I use a different server in the cloud, and basically I just get billed $14 a month or whatever it is. I think it's $14 for that one. This one, he says $29 a month. But what they're doing is they're maintaining your node, which is kind of like you could have your own node mining on your own computer if you know how to do that. You could do it, but it does take the software, and it does take computing power to do it. In the cloud, on these servers, they have like zero interruption, 99.9% zero interruption. Whereas on your home computer, you could have a power outage and your node won't be working. You got to reset it and restart it and all that stuff. Whereas if you use these professional services, less likely for there to ever be any downtime. They don't have access to your crypto or anything. It's just the node is just mining. It's software. It's in the cloud. It's just mining new tokens and putting them into your account.
And I think the only thing the only thing you'd have to do on a regular basis would add your rewards into the staking, so you can get that extra 20%.
That's correct. So if you're not staking your nodes, it's kind of like trading crypto or Bitcoin or XRP or whatever, and you make more of it, but it's just sitting there in your cold storage wallet, not doing anything. You're just waiting for the value to go up. But if you stake it, then you could potentially make a percentage gain higher or more percentage higher on the staking. And so yeah, you can stake it. Another thing you might want to do periodically is check to make sure your node is running. But in your platform, in your back office, it's going to let you know that it's active. If it's not active, then what you do is you contact the node server provider and say, hey, my node is down for some reason my node's down, and they'll go in there and reset it. That happened to me once with Element, where my node said it wasn't active and I had it fixed that same day. So I don't know what would cause that, but it happened. It happened once in 2 years.
Hey, Nico, is it $9 per node or per account?
It's $1,000 per node.
No, the fee,
The fee was
Server fee. The server fee.
$29. $29, I think, up to a certain, no matter how many, up to 100 nodes.
It was if it was 1 to 10 nodes, it was $9 a month, and 11 to 100 was $29 a month.
Oh, okay. See, I missed that part. I wasn't even paying attention. Sorry about that. I don't worry about that stuff, guys. That's a small price to pay for what's happening. But yeah.
Accessed by your phone or your home computer?
Say that again.
Can it be accessed by your phone or your home computer?
Yes. Yes. I sometimes log into my Element node, software show my back office with Element sometimes on these live calls. So
Nico, do you happen to know if rolling your tokens into nodes, you'd have to have the full price of the current node to do that?
I don't understand the question. Rolling your tokens into a node.
Well,
Yes,
he said
once
that
you get
wasn't
the-
available yet. He said that'll be available in 30 to 60
Oh, to buy
days
a
or something
new
like
to
that.
buy a new node with the tokens, you mean?
Yes.
I got you. I'm sure I think that takes 30 days after you establish it, or it's not available for 30 days, one or the other. But I'll get that question answered. But you would be able to buy future nodes with tokens, is what I think the question was.
Yeah, to be more specific, if the node's $1,000, do you have to have 1,000 worth in your tokens to purchase a node?
You would have you would have to have $1,000 worth to buy another node, not 1,000 tokens. If you're earning 100 tokens a day, for instance, and each token is only worth 0.05 cents, then 100 times 0.05 is $5 a day that you're earning. So if you wanted to roll that into a new node, you would have to, it would take you a little bit of time. It would be $1,000 divided by 5, that would be like 200 days of earning $5 a day before you could do that. If the price stayed at 0.05 cents, the price is going to go up. The value is going to go up over time as well, guys. And here's the fun part about it, and the interesting part about it is that let's say you are earning 100 tokens a day. That's only $5 a day, but 3 months from now, the token is now double in value. So now you're earning $10 a day, and a month from then it's up, to 1.5 cents instead of a half a penny, right? And now you're earning, $25, $30 a day. That may not sound like a lot, but percentage gain wise, that's huge, right? And that's just with one node. So how long does it take for you to earn back the value of a purchase of a node? But then keep in mind that that's ongoing indefinitely, forever, as long as you have the node running. And now you might be spending, $10 a month just to keep the node active. So you're not going to be making money off one node in the beginning. So $10 a month times 12, that's $120 a year. And maybe you're only, you might be making $5 worth a day times 30 days. That's $150 a month times 12, $1,800 a year. So you'll have your money back, or you'll have made more than the value of a node in your first year. But the goal is not to just keep accumulating it at half a penny per token. The goal is for the value of the tokens to exponentially start to climb over time as well, to where your thing is spitting out. Okay, let's say you are spitting out only 100 tokens a day, but if it's $1 per token at that point, well, then you got $100 a day coming in, and that is now you're making $3,000 a month in passive income. And let's say you do that for a year, right? Let's say you do that for a year and it doesn't go up from there, just $36,000. You take out $36,000. If you wanted to, you could just take out $36,000 in cash, convert it over and sell it. And the very next day you just made, or the very next day you just made $100. So the very next month you made 3,000 again. And so it's just immediately minting you money. It's like a money making machine. And that's with one. Obviously, if you have 10, that's $360,000 a year, not $36,000 a year if you have 10 nodes. Go ahead, Norman, sorry.
Plus 20%,
staking,
for staking it.
That's correct.
So you're not using it, just leave it there and stake it.
Yep. So it's just a little extra thing you guys could be doing in addition to what we do. And if you're interested, then, you'll be able to participate. If not, don't worry about it. No big deal. No one's making you, and I don't care if you do or don't. That's not the point. The point is just to bring you more investment opportunities that have the potential to do really well. Let's go over this real quick. I am gonna wrap. I have to be somewhere. I have to leave to be somewhere at 2:00. So we're gonna be 5 minutes here and just go over the charts. Because not much is happening except for we are climbing a little bit, right? We've been on the rise. This is XRP. By the way, Billy doesn't care about individual cryptos or tokens. I mean, he has a lot of Bitcoin. He used to have a lot of Ethereum. He doesn't really like it anymore, but he doesn't care anymore because he's making so much money with the nodes. It's like if XRP does go to $1,000, I don't really care what happens to Bitcoin anymore after that. Because if XRP goes with, I don't even care what happens to my 300 units of apartment buildings. I'll probably just sell them because the amount of money that I would make if XRP went to $1,000 would be $100 million. I wouldn't care about all these other investments. But in the meantime, until that happens, I'm diversifying into a lot of different things until one of these things hits, right? And in the meantime, also trading, doing all these things. So, and worst case scenario, nothing hits. I'll have, hundreds of units of apartment building paying me rent when I'm old and can't work anymore. So I have a feeling housing's never going away, and people are going to always need to have a place to live. And we're probably going to tend to go towards a renter nation where less young people will be buying homes and most people will be renting. So I always think, I try to think long term. Like I saw an ATM business for sale the other day, and it looked promising. It looked like a good idea. And then I thought, well, is cash even going to be around anymore? Why would I buy 100 ATM machines, even though it sounds like right now it's profitable? Is it going to be? Maybe the person's getting out for a reason, right? Maybe cash ain't even going to be around anymore. So it's going to be useless. So why invest in certain things? So anyway, with that being said, guys, just another thing to diversify into, and who knows, it could pay off huge over time. And worst case scenario, you're probably not gonna lose money. At the worst case scenario, you just make back what you put into it. I could sell my nodes now and get back my cost that I paid for the nodes. So, and I've had people offer to buy my nodes because right now to buy one node in Elements like $6,000, but I bought mine at $2,500 each. So the price of the nodes do go up over time when there's less of them available.
Where's the market to sell the nodes if in the future, let's say you wanted to
probably
sell
with
a
people
node?
who understand it, like if you got 100 people in this room and 20 of them have nodes, and you need money for whatever reason, you could just post it in this group. Hey, you guys, I paid $1,000 for these nodes. I got 10 of them. I can't wait for this thing to appreciate. I need money right now. Anybody want to buy my 10 nodes from me? Now, what would be the incentive for people to buy your 10 nodes when they could just go buy 10 nodes directly from the company, unless you're letting them go for less? So let's say you paid 1,000, they can still buy them for 1,000, but you're going to offer your 10 nodes for 800 each instead. Okay, you're saving people $200 each. That would be a market there that you could do that. And then you would just transfer the node server, the code to transfer the servers over to their server, so that it when it's producing the tokens, it goes in their account instead of yours. I've seen people do it with Element already, so I know it's possible.
Hey,
So-
Nico, I assume just like any
Selling
other
it,
asking these could be moved into an
within-
LLC.
You could, and that's totally up to you. They are requiring KYC, so they need to know who you are. So in the beginning, you would probably just set it up in your own name, but you could transfer the assets into an LLC, yes. And also the nodes could become more valuable than you paid for them as well. Don't get me wrong. Let's say eventually the nodes get up to $5,000 each, and the token itself is worth $5 each instead of half a penny each, right? And you want to get out, and you just want to sell your nodes. Maybe you could sell them for 2.5 times what you paid for them, $3,000 each instead of 1,000 that you paid for them, or something like that. So, but you're not going to be able to ever sell them for more than what someone can just go buy them for. You're going to have to give a discount if you want to sell your nodes. Let's see. Somebody else. I don't know if there was another question. Someone was getting cut off. But anyway, let's get to this. I got a couple minutes left, guys. Again, all your questions will be answered on the nodes. I'll put as much information as I can in the ICO channel, and we can certainly have another call to answer those questions once people are actually trying to set them up. And so basically XRP, guys, it is climbing, but what are we climbing to? I mean, we're still in the overall downward trending channel, this one right here. We've been in it for a while, but we did have a nice pump from the floor from down here up. And we're still waiting for that breakout up here somewhere in the $2.33 range. But yes, it was pumping. Somebody posted that in the chat while we were on that call. And let's look at Bitcoin. A lot of weird things are happening in the world right now. We want to pump. We want to get back up here above this upward trending, what used to be a previous resistance line on Bitcoin, this red one. And we did get below it. That's breaking the upward trending support, which is bearish, but we are trending back up, and we did break out of the downward trending channel. So, and we are climbing. Bitcoin is back up to almost 90K. Remember, I said on the last call, we got to get above 89 right here, above this 90. That's the first roadblock, this first resistance. Boom, we hold there. And then we come up and we got to get above this upward trending channel and this downward trending resistance, which is right at the 98, 99, 100 range, somewhere in here, right? To get up above this and to keep climbing. So it looks like it's trying. And this is November going into December. And this has been historically where we've had a parabolic move to the upside. And with all the XRP ETFs and everything coming on board, there's a lot of action happening right now. So, and so this is it. This is the time when this could happen and needs to happen. But let me show you guys something else, which is important. Let me close out of this and go back to this chart right here. There is something that is important. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Hold on 1 second for me, guys. I answered the call and then hung up on him. Give me 1 sec, guys.
Are we frozen?
No, guys, I'm here. I'll be right back.
think you're still on mute.
Guys, I'm here. I'll be right back. I apologize. I got an urgent call. I keep hearing you guys saying I'm frozen and stuff, but I'm here. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to yell. I'm just dealing with some serious emergency right now. Give me 1 second. All right, guys, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. Trying to refinance an apartment complex, and I got a seller that's now causing problems with our lender. So, and we only have like a week to close, so that's always a pain in the ass. Anyway, this is important. Here's what I wanted to show you. All down here, guys, the RSI. See what's happening here? This is where we have higher highs. I'm going to get rid of some of these right here, here, and here. So right here, we talked about this before in the group, but right here is the very peak of the RSI on the weekly time frame. This is Bitcoin. We were up here in the overbought area. And here is where we hit that price, which was about 70. It was about 68K going into 73K when we broke the previous resistance here of the all-time high. And then we came down, we consolidated, then we broke out and we hit a new all-time high at 108. And then we double topped at 109. And we came back down and held support right here around the 70K range. Boom. And then we came up and had another high. But see this high right here? That was this high here. It's lower. And then we hit this high, which was 109, $1,000 higher. And guess what? It was lower. And then we hit this high, which was 112, which was this high, lower. And then we hit this high, which is 123, which was this high, even lower and lower and lower. So we had lower highs, higher highs in price, lower highs on the RSI, which is bearish. That's called bearish divergence. Now, here's the problem. We broke below the floor. And now here's what we need to watch out for. In order to determine whether we're going into a bear market or a bull market. This is the important part, okay? We did break below the upward trending support, but this line, guys, this line here at 70K is the magic support line. We need to stay above that. I've said this over the past couple months that we need to stay above that. This is major resistance all the way back to the previous bull market in 2021 and was resistance here for 280 days before we finally broke above it. And we retested at 74.5 here, and we're coming back. We could come back down to it, but it does look like we have a little bounce here. Look at this bounce. So this is the bounce. We bounced off the 80K. We did not dip below into the 79K range, or did we? We might have got to 79.9, something like that. But I think right there at 80K, we're bouncing, and it looks like we're coming back up. But we need, and you can see down here on the RSI, it looks like it's tilting back up. But if it comes down to this dotted line, I can show you what happens and what has happened every time that the RSI has gotten down to that level. And I would say it doesn't have to be that far down. It just has to be a little bit lower than where it is. This level right here, which is the 35 or the 30 on the RSI or below. Every time that this has happened, let's just look at the price. Let's just go back. When we've gotten down this low, right here on the price, boom, it drops down. It's bearish. It's bear market before it comes back up. Right here where we got below it. I'm going to circle these just so you can see them. When we get this low on the weekly, that's this big drop right here. Boom, all the way down to down to $3,500. Look at that. Boom. That was the bull market back in 2018, 2017, going into 2018, bear market. And then right here, look at this. We wicked down to it, boom, and bounced, and then we climbed up and made a much higher high. And that could be what's happening right now. Look at that. We wicked down to it, and look how close we got to it. And look, we bounced right off it with a nice sharp cut to the upside. But down here on the stochastic RSI, we have the blue line getting ready to cross the orange line to the upside right there, which is good. We need that to happen, right? On the stochastic RSI, we need it to cross above, and we got to bounce on the regular RSI, which is good. That needs to happen. Okay, let me move this back down. So, because if we dip below that, guys, this is what happens on the price. As you can see up here, whoops. Right here is where we dip below the line. So just look at the dotted line going straight up. That's right here. That was the last push. The bull market, we dipped down, we came back up and hit 69. We came down and bounced, and we tried to get back up. We tried to get back up, and that was right here when we bounced off of that line, just like where we're at right now. We bounced off of it, and we came all the way up to here. But on the price, that wasn't good enough. That was coming up to here. It was halfway up, created this kind of like head and shoulders, and that was when we dropped into a bear market. And as you can see, when we came down and got below that line, below the 35, that's when we really dropped all the way down to 17K and then down to 15K before going into the next bull market. The one good news is that when we break out of it, if we do get below this and we break out of it, that's the beginning of the next bull market. So that's the one good thing about being below this, is that's the best time to buy. So by the way, guys, let's look at this. Out of all the times to buy or to enter or to go long, when is the good time? It's always down here. Because if you look at the price, every time we're down in this range, it's before a big pump to the upside. Down in this range, before a big pump to the upside in price. Down in this range, right before a big pump to the upside in price. Down in this range, this is when we dipped all the way down. And we did do this already, just earlier, a couple of years ago. We dipped down in this range, and that was the beginning of the bull market to the upside. Right now, we're coming down. We had bearish divergence now for, a whole year. And we are now finally breaking the floor down here, which is this floor. And last time we broke the floor, it was here. Boom. And when we break the floor, that's going into a bear market. Here, boom, break the floor, going into the bear market. Here, bounce on the floor, break the floor, go into the bear market. Here, we bounced on the floor. We didn't go into the bear market. So here we're bouncing. We broke through the floor, but we're bouncing here, which happened here. So it is possible that we can bounce our way back out of this. And the RSI is crossing right now. And the last time that happened, that's exactly what happened, where we hit this. We came all the way down to this, and you can see the cross down here. So we need an RSI cross on the stochastic RSI, the blue line crossing the orange line to the upside on the weekly. That's happening right now as we speak. You can see it clearly. Blue line is crossing the orange line. That has to happen. And now we're also bouncing on this, which is that magical like 35 on the RSI, that once we get below that, it's definitely not good. So the good news is there's hope. There is a way to reverse this. There is a way to pull out of this. This whole drop from the top is about a 33% drop from the 126 all the way down to where it was. And that has happened numerous times over history of Bitcoin. And people freak out and panic because it is, it sucks for the value of something to go down when you hold it. But, by the way, guys, Bill is on his basics call. So if you're new, you want to get on Bill's basics call, which started at 2. I went over. I need to really leave right now, but I got sidetracked on my call that came in, so I apologize. But if you're brand new, Bill posted in the chat the links for the basics call. I think he did. He should have. There it is. See you on the basics call right there, 2 p.m. Eastern. So if you're new, make sure you get on that. You don't have to stay on this call with me. It's also posted in the Discord group in the announcements section and in the main chat. So head over there, get on the basics call with Bill. You need the basics call. This is more advanced stuff right now, but I'm just letting you guys know that we are bouncing right now. So going into this holiday weekend, we could see a nice bounce, and this is what needs to happen to get us out of these weeds, right? And if it doesn't, and we can't get back above this upward trending support, and we can't get back above 100 and hold, we need to get 100 up to 100K in Bitcoin and hold and start to climb. This will come back above that red line. It'll come back above the floor. We'll be out of the woods, and we would then need to break out of this this thing here, which would be getting up back up to all-time high territory. So all of that is still doable. It's still possible. It has done it before several times, but usually when we get below this area right here at the 35, it's usually bear market territory. We bounced on it, which is good. So if we can't hold this level at, 81, 80K where we bounced here, we can't hold that and we drop below that down to the 73, 74, we need to stay above 70. We need to stay above 70. So technically speaking, guys, we could still drop further and still come back up because we need to stay above 70. That is major resistance going all the way back to 2021 and even this bull market where we hit it, and finally broke through. So that would be major support there, and I would expect it to hold there. The only time it wouldn't hold there is if we broke. If we broke that 70K, then that's bear market territory. But right now, we're nicely above it. We're at 89K, getting ready to break above 90, which is good. We have a RSI bounce on the floor, and we have a stochastic RSI cross getting ready to happen to the upside. All of that is bullish. So that's good. All right, guys.
Are we looking for places to go long right now?
I mean, I already went long in the group, and you could be. Let me just go back to my normal chart here. I'm long on coin margin on Bitcoin and XRP. I'm up a little bit. Bitcoin, it's 33%. On XRP, I'm up 141%, but I'm sorry, $141, 27%. But I am kind of playing with not that much money at the moment. So, and I was also long on XRP when it was $2.49. I just stayed in that trade. So I went negative quite a bit, and I'm waiting for that. It's actually come back up a lot since I was negative. So I'm still waiting for that to get back up to break even. But I am very confident that XRP, even if Bitcoin does take a dump and doesn't hold support, I think we will decouple with the XRP ETFs. There's like a dozen of them going live right now. So I think that brought a lot of volume back into the market. I'm definitely bullish on XRP, unlike Billy. Billy doesn't care about all that stuff, but that's okay. That's his prerogative. Not everybody's paying attention to what's going on in the world with that. He's been working with major multi-billion-dollar companies to get these nodes straightened out, and that's his gig. But with that being said, guys, I think that we had a lot of content, a lot of information on this call. I will post in the ICO channel when I have all the detailed links and everything for you guys to just click and join, and with descriptions and so that you understand exactly what to do. And if you don't worry, you're not going to miss anything. It's not like do it now or else you're going to lose out. So we'll just have another call to answer everybody's questions. But yeah, I would say if Bitcoin hits resistance here at 89K or 90K and can't get above it, then you might want to not go long. So if it goes above 90 right here and holds the support, that would be a great entry to go long. Just put a stop loss underneath the 90. But the next resistance is this downward trending resistance here. We do need to get above that. And so I would say that I would say long at 90, and then obviously if we get above 100, move your stop loss up to probably the 95 to 99 zone, and then you're locking in there. As far as XRP goes, real quick, I'll go back to that. I'm long on XRP, and it is still in the overall downward trending channel, but it is trending up. So I have a feeling we're going to continue up to about 2030, 2035 to 2040 cents. But we do need to break out of this too, guys. We need to break out of that and hold a support. Otherwise, we're going to have a continuation of these lower highs, and it could hit this and come down and double bottom again. It just might not be time yet for the big breakout. But in the short term, it is climbing to the top of this channel. So when I see the post about people saying, oh, Bitcoin, XRP is pumping, it's running, just keep in mind, it's still in the downward trending channel. It needs to break out of that first before we have a real runner. But it definitely is pumping from its lows. Down here it was like $1.83, and now it's $2.22. So that's a huge move to the upside already. %.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna hold on buying more, just in case it goes on downtrend. Because like you said, anything below $3 is always gonna be good regardless.
Yes, I listen. I accumulate. I have a lot of XRP. This is just a trade that I have on Phemex as far as my long position with an XRP on an XRP margin. It's a little more risky, but I really don't even like to risk it because I think that if the price appreciation does what I think it's going to do over the coming months, you don't really need to leverage it. You don't really need to be in a leverage trade to the upside unless you just have a little bit of it and you want to make as much of it as possible, which I do understand. But if it goes against you, you run the risk of losing the little bit that you're risking. So you can do it on a coin, you can do it on USDT margin, but then you're just making USDT. You're not really accumulating any more XRP. So keep that in mind. If you missed the nodes part, don't worry. This video is going to be updated. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to put it into the free Facebook group. I mean, the private Facebook group for the recordings. So you'll have access to it and you can rewatch it. And then I will put all the information for the nodes in the ICO channel. And then we will have another call on it, I'm sure, because I know there's going to be a lot of questions, guys. But I just want to first introduce it to you, introduce him to you, let you understand what it is about and how it works. There's no rush, no obligation, no pressure, no nothing. Don't worry about it. It's not going anywhere. And there's going to be more nodes with different opportunities coming as well. I will bring them all to you as I hear about them. And but in the meantime, we're trying to catch this bottom with this nice dip down. 33% dip from the top, guys. That's a pretty good dip, and that's usually what it is. Unless we break 70K, we're still in a bull market. We're still bullish. We're still in a bull market. If we break 70K on Bitcoin, then it's bear market territory as far as I'm concerned. I'm not gonna publicly announce that, but it's hard. It's gonna be hard to come back from that in the short term. So Nico, are we speculating $4 to $5 XP by the end of the year? I'm hoping, yes. Do we need to use a specific link to set up our KYVO wallets? Yeah, I'll put all the links, everything you need in the ICO channel when I have them ready for you. All right, guys, don't worry about any questions you have. Ask it. You can ask in the main group, but I will put everything you need in the ICO channel as far as the node section, the node info is concerned. As far as regular trading goes, we're still holding and we are climbing from its low. So that's still good. And we're going into a holiday. So I think that less attention's on it right now because of Thanksgiving tomorrow, but we'll be back in action on Friday. So
if it breaks 74K, going down, how much further can it go?
I would say 70K is the number, not 74. If it breaks 70K,
even 70.
How much lower can it go? If we have a market crash and an economic crash and the government is trying to switch everything over to blockchain technology, it could go down to 25, 30K. It's not going to go to zero. It's not going to go to zero because I have a limit conditional order at 1 cent to buy 21 million Bitcoins.
It's funny. I have a couple of friends in the finance industry, and they're all expecting it to go to like 30, 23,000 before it bounces back up.
It's possible, yes, guys. We never retested 30K after we broke through it from the beginning of this bull market. And by the way, guys, if Michael Saylor gets delisted for whatever reason, if MicroStrategy gets delisted, that could cause a domino effect with Bitcoin because people get scared about that stuff. But it will be a buying opportunity like you've never seen. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. That's just, if we do drop that low, that's going to be great for people like us, traders, because we can long that back and have the best entry ever. And we can also short it on the way down. But I would say that I'm not going to be shorting until we break 70. Unless if we can't hold it, if we can't get above 90 and we start to come back down to 80 again and it breaks 80 into 79, then yeah, I might short. But I will have stop losses, and I will obviously explain the shorts in the group. But once we get below 70, guys, then that's a different story. And I'm not saying that's going to happen. It may not. In fact, we could be on our way back for a parabolic move to the upside right now. But there's a lot happening this week there's a reverse carry trade, guys. If you don't understand what that is, reverse carry trade, type it in your Google and search. I'll post a video about it, but let me just put it this way. Japan is defaulting. Japan is going to default on the biggest reverse carry trade in history. And that will be the domino effect for this whole economic, switch over to crypto, to blockchain technology. It's happening, right? It's not a maybe what if. It's happening. Japan is defaulting. The roosters are coming home to roost. The money, the loans are coming due.
It's
And,
they're raising their interest rates, right? Is
they
that
are
what-
that's right, Keith. They're the largest holder of US debt. And nobody knows this. Like the average people do not even understand what I just said. I don't even fully understand it. It's nuts when you really understand it. But this is what Jake Claver and all the people are betting on. This reverse carry trade unraveling and the max. It could be bloody. It could be scary before it gets good. The value of the dollar plummets. The stock market crashes, crypto goes down, but XRP shoots through the moon. Right. So that's what you want to be prepared for. The XRP could go down first before it goes up. But if you have a lot of it, that's when the big switchover happens. If all of that is true, if everything I just said comes to pass. But Trump and everybody is trying to prevent this from happening. They will print more money. They will turn the printing presses on. They will try to salvage this whole thing. The average people may not even know anything that's happening, but it can get a little messy before it gets cleared up.
But gold will rise.
Gold would go back up right now. If gold is when the dollar's getting stronger, gold's going down in value. When the dollar's weak and people are scared about the dollar, gold goes up. Bitcoin will go up. Bitcoin does correlate more with gold now. It didn't used to, but it is now. So if gold is dropping, Bitcoin's dropping. Gold going back up, Bitcoin going back up. Stock market crashing. Crypto crashes a little bit, but not even to the extent of the stock market. But I will keep an eye on everything, guys. I'll give you little video updates throughout the holiday here. But we'll be back Friday. I'll be back Friday at 12 noon. I know some of you were asking about the post that we made in the free Facebook group about the Crypto Renegades Academy. If you're already in the mastermind, guys, you already have access to everything, and you get way more than the people in the academy. That's just for the people that cannot afford the academy. Afford the mastermind. It's just a little 5-day challenge we put together, a lot of training material that we've already put together for people, and it'll help them get the basics, and hopefully they can eventually get into the mastermind. But you guys are already in here, so don't worry about that. You don't need to buy into that. You don't need to do anything with that. That's for people who can't make it, or for whatever reason can't be in the mastermind. So with that being said, guys, have a great rest of your holiday. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Try to relax a little bit, but I'm definitely always keeping an eye on things, and I will be letting you know when I'm going long or shorting or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about that. But I am in 2 long positions right now with XRP and Bitcoin.
Hey, Nico,
I did post my entries in the Discord, in the Signal channel. I already posted my exact open positions.
Nico, I know we're in an open chat, but I'll say it anyway. I had an issue with my bank being tapped in by God knows who, so they shut down all my stuff. So I just got one of them up and running right now. So I needed to make a payment on my actually monthly for the masterminds for this month.
Okay.
As in, who do I go to for that? That's what I want to know.
You could just text us. You get text messages from us reminding you of webinars and things. If you could just respond to that text, or you can send Chad a DM in Discord.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Nico.
Yes.
I noticed that Optio is available for the last few days on TradingView. And also, while Billy was speaking, the price of Optio went up 4% today.
Well, maybe some buyers in here out there buying it.
It's possible. I don't know where to buy it, but it is also listed on CoinMarketCap.
It's on MEXC. It's going to be on MEXC, which is our competitor for Phemex, and I'm going to try to get it on Phemex. It's going to be on all of it, guys, eventually. So that's why the nodes. You can go buy it directly right now, probably on Dex tools, just like you can buy Element. But I would just wait for the node. Me personally, I'm not going to go buying it separately. But
did I understand it's possible to buy just one node, or do you have to do 10,000?
No, 10 is just where you get a discount. 10 is just where you get buy one, get one free.
That's great. I just I want to have FOMO. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, these start out, don't do anything you can't afford. Don't bet your house or your farm on it. Just, buy 1, buy 2, buy 10, whatever you feel comfortable with. It is $1,000. It is an investment. There is no guarantee. Crypto Renegades is not backing this or sponsoring anything, guys. I'm just bringing you other opportunities. I have no stake in it other than my own nodes that I buy myself. I'm just trying to make more things available to everybody. And the risk for you is the same for me. I just want to make that clear on this recording. I don't want anybody to think that they're guaranteeing anything. I just can't. No one can do that. And Billy has taken a lot of risk in the past before he made things work. He had to figure out what worked and what didn't work. And now, he's aligned with people that seem to have this down to a science. So that's the only reason why I brought him on here.
Can I ask a question for just your understanding? I know Billy's the authority, but basically it's not just Parlor that can be successful. If Walmart starts doing a promotion for Optio because they're accepting it on their website, that could really increase demand overnight.
Not only that, but Kevin Harrington, who's a friend of mine and Billy's, who also happens to be one of the original sharks on the Shark Tank. He lives locally to me. I used to go to parties at his house. Billionaire guys, and he's bringing hundreds of merchants to the platform for this. Hundreds. So, guys, there's a lot of big people involved. A lot of things working behind the scenes that could make this huge. And yes, that token, no matter where it's being promoted, no matter what company is talking about it, is going to cause the value to go up, and you are minting it. So as long as you're minting it, as long as you buy some, you don't have to mint it. You don't have to buy a node. You can go buy it on one of these platforms, just sit on it and wait. But that's an option too. And at 0.5 cents, you can buy a lot of it, right? But so you don't have to do the whole node thing. But if you do the nodes, and the price does start to skyrocket and go up over time, then you have a money printing machine. That's the good thing about the nodes. I'm going to put Optio, but I'm going to put all that in the Discord, guys, in the ICO channel. So I got to run right now, but have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great Thanksgiving. And I will put everything about the nodes in the Discord ICO channel. So be on the lookout. And I will also post in the main chat, and I will post it in the Signal channel as well when I do that, just so everybody's notified. All right.
Nico, one more question.
Yeah.
If 10 of us wanted to buy one node, could we not buy one, get one free?
Somebody asked that, do a group purchase. I don't recommend that, guys. Then you got, unless you're all, on the same page and you're holding for the same amount of time.
Maybe we could just ask, for all of our group members to be able to just buy one node and get one free. Right across the board for all of us.
In one account, right? But then you have 10 people owning 10 nodes. You're all shareholders, is what you're saying.
No, or he could maybe just, if we buy one node, he gives us two.
No, it's 10 or more to buy one, get one free.
Okay.
That's what he said. I'm not making that rule. You got to buy 10. So you're talking about getting 10 people together to buy one each?
Yeah, and then we'd have 10.
And then each of you would have two.
Right.
I got you. I see what you're trying to. I see what you're saying, but who's going to hold the server? Who's going to hold the nodes on what server? Who's going to take responsibility for that? And who's going to trust the other person to, where's the minted tokens going to go? If it's not under your name, or if it's under somebody's gonna have to trust somebody. Me personally, I'm advising against it, because that's going to turn into an accounting nightmare, a trust issue. Just because they're members of Crypto Renegades doesn't mean that they have the same goals as you and that they're going to just be fair. I don't know. So me personally, I'd rather not do that. If I'm opening up a company and my sister-in-law from my brother's cousin's uncle's a nephew calls me and says, "Hey, I'm family. Can you give me a job?" I'm going to say, no, probably not. Are you qualified? I don't do business. I'll give my family. I guess the point I'm trying to make is that sounds like a good idea, because we can pool resources together, and that would allow you to get more than one without having to buy 10, right? But in theory, it sounds like a good idea. And it's possible for you to arrange that with someone else in the group or 10 other people in the group. I'm just not going to advocate it, me personally, okay? But we can talk about that. It's going to be a tax nightmare as well. And I believe each one of you have to KYC for each node. So everybody would have to. I don't know. I just don't know how it would work, to be honest with you. It's not a bad idea, and I understand the reason why you want to do that, but I personally wouldn't do that. I'd rather just have my nodes and me controlling my node and not worry about anybody else. But I'll look into it. It's a maybe. Let me put it that way. It's a maybe. Bob says it's a definite maybe. And there's probably other people in this group that would want to do it with you, but me personally, I wouldn't recommend it.
How long is the offer open?
It's probably it's not going anywhere. The only thing that might change is the cost of a node over time, like a month or two down the road. And the amount and the price, the current price of the token that it's minting is going to change over time as well. Right now it's 0.049 cents, but it could be 0.06 cents.
Offer is open for 7 to 10 days, he said, but I don't know when it's starting.
Oh, you're talking about the buy one, get one deal.
Yes.
Yeah. Probably today. Don't worry. I got some pull with Billy, so I'll make sure that you guys have that opportunity. So anyway, don't worry about that, guys. I got to run. I'm 30 minutes behind what I was supposed to do, so I apologize. But I will post everything you need about this. This is not like a last time call about this. We can talk about it anytime, but I will get all of the links and all the description of each link and what you need to do on each page. And I will post that in there for you guys. So don't worry about it. I just wanted to first introduce you to it, let you understand what it is first. Hopefully you get excited about it. If you're not excited about it, don't worry about it. You don't need to do anything. But if you are, you'll have the opportunity like everyone in here. Okay. All right, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. I love all of you. I appreciate your patience. I'm sorry to snap at you when you guys were asking if I was on mute. I was just getting some very bad news in my left ear while I'm hearing all you guys in my right ear. So I apologize. It's not your fault. So anyway, with all that being said, I got to go deal with that now.
Thanks, Nico.
All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. And I will update anything that I see in the group here shortly. And I'll put this video in the Facebook group right now. So for those of you who came on late, you can go watch the replay. All right, guys.